What's up, everybody? Well, the couple or few of you that are in here. So yeah, lots of problems tonight so far. I'm having really bad internet problems and power problems and everything. Like, I had all my computer. I used 2 computers for this setup, and of course the Xbox. And like, all the power in my house went out. It's back on now, of course. But yeah. Lots of issues, and then I had some other issues, some connectivity issues, and my internet's been kind of wonky, but it looks like it's doing okay now. A couple of hitches here or there, so hopefully we'll make it through this thing. I'm gonna have to change up a couple of things. My original plan was to show you guys this unboxing video I did. I'm not doing it live so much, but I already unboxed it, but I recorded it just like this. So I'm gonna show you that, and I'll comment during. And afterwards, I was going to, I had another video showing like how quick and easy it was to set this thing up. But I forgot to, I guess I hit the wrong microphone or something. There's no sound to it. So I don't know if I might just do that as a separate video later. I don't know. But I'm not going to bore you guys with that tonight. I'm going to bore you with the unboxing though. And then after that, we're going to play some games, or maybe a game. But it's not going to be what I initially expected to play, because I've had some wonky connectivity issues with that for some reason. But it's not just me. I looked online, so that's good. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm here to, where's it at? Right there. Talk about my new Xbox Series X. I finally got one. I pre-ordered one on the big pre-order day back in September, and it was delayed. But thankfully, I was able to get it exactly 1 week after launch. And so, yeah, I'm happy about that. Just got it in my hands yesterday, late last night, when I finally got to get my hands on it. And you guys are about to see that video. It's not like super long, but it's a few minutes. I took some time. I kind of deep dive into it. I actually cut some of it down because I got to talking. Anybody who's been on these streams before knows that I can talk, and talk a lot about absolutely fucking nothing, gift to gab and all. So, yeah, I went way off the deep end, and I had to cut it way down because I started talking about generations and just all kinds of shit. Got out there, man, and I was watching. I was like, nobody's going to watch this. I'm going to already have probably not a ton of people tune in, but they're definitely not going to tune in to watch that. But, all right, so who's here so far? I see Short and Sweet was here. What's up? And Joshua Garcia. PlayStation S. What? No. What's up? Oh no, I'm getting worried. Where the hell is everybody? I don't know. I didn't expect a big turnout for this. But I think we're going to play a fun game after this that some of those people that didn't turn out, maybe by the time we get to that point, there'll be some more people here. I wish it was, unfortunately, like I said, I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do, but it's all good. Had some mint PlayStations. PlayStations? No, I'm not unboxing PlayStations. I'm unboxing Xbox. Xbox, not Xboxes. But anyway, so yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and switch over to that, and I'll let you guys see that for a minute. And as some more people come in, or don't, I don't know. I may cut this video up a little bit more with that other video with maybe a voiceover or something, and this might show up on the channel later on. I don't know. I don't expect this to be some big, huge video. It's just something I wanted to do because I was really excited about this thing. Give my thoughts as I open it up and take a look at it. It's not a kind of video I usually do. That's why I kind of did it like on kind of like a less cutting and editing, and just kind of like a pretty much like these streams I do, just kind of chilling, just talking about it as I did it. And that was my problem. That's why I had to cut a lot of it out, or cut big chunks of it out. But not too much. It's mostly just real laid-back talking. All right, well, enough of that. Am I doing Jackbox tonight? I am. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll go ahead and tell you guys what my original plan was to play just a bunch of games I have for my Xbox Series X. I'm not going to be able to do that. There's a issue with the streaming program I use to get it over to my computer so that I can blast it out to you guys. There's a way to do it on board from there, like you stream it to Twitch and then it streams it to YouTube. I'm not doing all that shit. So after the unboxing piece here in a minute, I'm not going to be playing Xbox games so much, but I'm not going to just leave you guys hanging, so I'm going to play some games. I got a couple. I mean, we can do Jackbox. I got Resident Evil 7, which we played a little bit of a while back. Catherine, if it decides to work. I mean, I still got all those games we played recently. Condemned, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. I don't think I want to play that either. But I was thinking maybe one of those, like Catherine or Resident Evil or Jackbox. And if you guys want to do Jackbox, we can. I found out what the issue was last week. It was a song. There's apparently a copyrighted song that whoever it is doesn't like being out there in that one mini game, the Champed Up. So all I would do is, when it comes to the music on that particular game, I would just mute the music and it shouldn't interrupt it. Everything else on it, I wasn't the only one. I looked that up, and apparently a few people have had an issue with that. So we could play it unabated this time because you can't watch that video. I can, but you guys can't watch that last week's video. It's blocked worldwide because of that fucking song. But yeah, I mean, you guys, if you're interested in playing Jackbox, and a bunch of you say you'd rather play that than watch me play something else, I'm cool with that. It's whatever. We'll just play something for a few minutes, have a good time. But yeah, let me jump into this video real quick and let you guys see this. And I'm here watching it with you, so we can. I mean, you just watch, tune out, talk about it, whichever. But all right. What's up, everybody? It is exactly 1 week after the launch of the Xbox Series S and X. And while I did pre-order it on September 22nd, for whatever reason, Amazon said, you know what? We're not going to give it to you on November 10th when it originally came out. So I was kind of down about that, but they sent me a message a couple of days later saying, hey, you know what? We are going to get it to you, though, but it's going to be by December 31st. And then a day later, they came back and said, hey, we're going to get it to you on Sunday now. And then after that, they said, it's going to be Monday. And then today they said, hey, how about today? So, which it is Tuesday, 1 week later.
Microphone setup.
So yeah, it's the Amazon been fucking with my emotions, man.
It's coming soon.
But it's finally here. It has arrived. And I'm super hyped about it. Have not opened it yet. I opened it out of the Amazon box. That's it. And I thought I'd do a little unboxing. I've never done an unboxing, so I thought that, I know there's tons of unboxings already online for this thing, but hey, why not? I'll throw my 2 cents in on it too. I'm going to do this unboxing, and this will be, if you're watching this, you're watching it on the stream or a rewatch of that stream. And then I'm going to do a hookup, a first-time setup, rather, and some impressions, some live impressions. But that will be live on the stream. Anyways, as you can see here, I'm a bit of a fan of the Xbox family of consoles. I've been with them since day one. I was there on, what was it, September 22nd? Or September 25th. I don't know. September something, I think, is when they first released this big boy right here. The underdog that everybody said, how an American company's making a console. Come on now, that's not going to work. I mean, Atari did it back in the day, but, that's Atari. And here we are now. Now, this isn't every single model, but this is at least one representation from each generation. Technically 2 right here. I have other models in the house, but I didn't want to. Honestly, I just didn't want to get them all out. And they were all a little dusty, so I had to wipe them off a little bit. This boy's really dusty and dirty right in here. So, yeah. And they all still work. So that's good that they all still work. I am, as I said, a fan of the Xbox family and ecosystem, but I am not a fanboy. If you'd asked me 15, 20 years ago if I was a fanboy, well, at that point it wouldn't have been Xbox, it would have been Sega. I would have said yes, because back then fanboy meant something different. But now fanboy has a very negative connotation to it. And I agree. So what fanboy means now, I am not that. I have no problem with the other consoles or the console makers or any of that. I think that everybody makes really good systems and has pluses and minuses to them. But me, myself, the Xbox family of systems just speaks to me more than the other ones. And I am invested in the ecosystem, have been from day one. So that's the one I've stuck with, and I've been very happy with it. So here we are. The main event. What you were here for, what you've been sitting there saying, hey, can you shut the fuck up and get on with it, please? So I am.
Yeah,
like I said, I've never done an unboxing.
15
I guess I'll
minutes
show you the
between
box a
that
little bit.
cut and right here.
Xbox Series X was 1 terabyte. I kind of can't see it from here. I think that's Velocity Architecture. That's their proprietary software or something. Can't see what that says. Yeah. The X, not the S. There's an S model as well that is not as powerful but plays the same games, mainly at a lower resolution and lower frame. Well, no, actually, I think it does the frame rate. It depends. It's just a lower cost but lower powered version of the system, which is just mainly because this costs $500, and I think that one's $300. So that's kind of like for those that don't have $500 to pump out. I really look at that system as more of a casual system. This is it's a Minecraft box or Roblox if people play that on Xbox. And just think more of somebody who's like, hey, yeah, I want to get an Xbox, but maybe I'm not going to game all the time. I'm not going to use it as much as someone like me. I don't care about 4K, that person. I don't have to have the absolute best looking, perfect, highest resolution game on the market. That's what the S is for. It's a cute little console too. It's like the smallest. It's super fucking small. But for people that aren't into more hardcore, or not even hardcore, but just people that aren't as serious, that sounds really pretentious. People that aren't just gotta have the best system for gaming, the S is I think a good option. The downgrades you're probably not even going to notice if you're that person. So, or it might be for somebody who maybe has a PlayStation 5 or maybe isn't making the jump to next generation, but they'd like to. They just don't want to. It's not worth it cost wise. That's a good option. I mean, it's only $300. I mean, I say only $300, but I mean, compared to $500, it's a good deal. Plus, you get Game Pass and all that. It's also a digital-only console. This has a disc drive. Anyways, yeah, we got that side of the box. Says nothing much. There's the back with good old Master Chief, who will not be making next-gen appearance on this system. They did upgrade the Master Chief Collection, which is all the previous Halo games. So, I mean, you can play Halo games on this system, but not Halo Infinite. Unfortunately, it was delayed. However, I mean, I say unfortunately, but, if a game's not ready, I think, who was it? This is a guy who works for Nintendo. I can't remember his name. It's a really well-known quote. He said, a delayed game, no, an unfinished game is bad, or something like a bad game, or if a game you released too early or whatever, a bad game is bad forever. A delayed game is, will eventually be good, or is only bad during that time. I don't know. I just butchered that, but you get the idea. It's better that they delay it and it comes out and it's the great game that we want, rather than we get it right now, but it's just kind of like, I wish it was better. So yeah. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff on there about it. I'm not going to read all that shit. I don't think you guys are really that interested in it. All right, so let's jump into this. This is kind of neat. I guess this is what unboxings are about. It's a small thing, but the stickers, every box on Earth like this has stickers that hold it together, but this one has these little tabs that you can lift up, so you don't have to cut it if you don't want to. If you're like me, I kind of like to keep my boxes, and I like to have them pretty. Even though this one's smashed a little bit right there from where, I guess, in shipping. I don't think it's so bad that it's going to hurt anything. So, yeah. Do that. We'll open this one. That's a neat little touch. I mean, it's not like, you got to buy this console because they put little tabs on their tape or anything. But it's a nice little touch. It's the little things like that they thought about in advance. and said, hey, this is a high-quality system, so let's not skimp at all. We got another one here. Damn, this thing's fucking heavy. We got 2 of them here. Power your dreams. That's their new saying. Like they've had sayings throughout the years. All manufacturers do. I think it opens this way. Power your dreams. This is a pretty neat saying, I guess. It's better than what do they have at one point, like jump in and stuff like that. It's okay. All right, here we go. Xbox Series X. I'm gonna try and open it for you guys. My understanding is got like the presentation of it is pretty cool. Ooh, sexy. That is a neat presentation. You know, I've already seen that. I've seen unboxings, some other people unboxing systems that they got. That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, it's just the boxing, I know. But, you know, when you buy something premium, it's nice to have premium packaging. Makes you feel kind of special when you open it up. So that is pretty cool. They actually put some thought into how this thing, how your experience is going to be when you open the box. So I like that. Let's see. What is this? I think this is all the controller and all the wires and stuff. This little wedge box here. I'll get this out in just a second. I know that's what everybody wants to see, but okay. We got our cord, which thank God I know other people have said something about it. It's never been that big a deal to me, but you know what? If I don't have to deal with a power brick, I'm all the better for it. And I don't think we've had a power brick since the original Xbox One generation, the VCR one. So it's cool that they're actually putting them inside. Actually, the fact that they were able to put the power supply inside this thing and keep it looks smaller than it initially looked. So that's pretty cool. We got an HDMI cable. This is does it say it? Yeah, see, ultra high speed. This is what you need for like the 4K. And I don't think you need it for 4K. You might, I'm not sure. But you definitely need it for like 120 frames per second if your TV supports it. But yeah, this is not just a regular HDMI cable. It's got some other stuff going on in it. But it does say it at least, so you wouldn't get it mixed up. It says ultra high speed HDMI cable. We got some little booklet. Leave that in there. The controller. I think that's it. Pretty simple packaging overall. I don't think is there anything else in here? Yeah, that's it. We'll take a look at this bad boy real quick before we get the actual console out, because it's here. There's that. I'm going to move this box out of the way. We could take a look
yes,
at it.
Yes, ABV, I do like the Xbox Series X so far.
Those of you that have looked into the system and are interested in it will know.
I know you just got here, ABV, but if you hadn't guessed, this is pre-recorded. After this part, we're going to play some games and stuff and do some talking. But I'm watching just like you guys.
It's like a quick guide how to get started. Shows you how to like use your phone to transfer everything over. Oh, okay. Comes with some batteries. They look like Duracell. They are Duracell, so
it's only got a few more minutes.
Batteries.
And then
or, I mean, at least name brand
then we'll
batteries. They're not like PowerCell or some shit like that. Stick you in there. I keep everything from my boxes and things I buy. I don't know why. I do. I have like boxes from. I have 360 boxes, like brand new 360 boxes stored away somewhere for some reason.
It's an early Christmas present and birthday present.
So here is the controller.
Is on Christmas
and
or Christmas Eve.
As you'll see, it's very similar. It's very similar to the original Xbox One controller. This isn't actually an original Xbox. This is an Xbox One controller, but they did do a redesign with this part right here. It used to be like a separate piece, but I mean, ultimately, It's very similar. They didn't change much of anything. They did add a button. Yeah, right there. That's about it. They did some little refinements. I can see like the trigger, or not triggers, the thumbsticks have a little bit a different thing going there. The D-pad is more, this reminds me of the Elite controllers. One of the D-pads that come with that. I've actually got that right here. So yeah, this is the one. This is the X. This is the one, and this is the Elite. So you can see that they're similar. This is a little bit more panned out, but you know, it's not just this basic one right like that. Oh, bring that back. The triggers X. Well, that's neat. Well, I knew that. You'll see. Are they like that? Yeah. Triggers on these two are kind of the same. These are metal, but beyond that, they're on the old one. They're smooth. Which, I mean, I've never had a problem with, but this one, well, they feel a little different. It's got like a little, you can't really probably see it on here. It's got these little dots, just like a texture to it. Which, I mean, it does feel better. It's not like, I know, holy fuck, it's game-changing. But it does feel better. It's just a nice little revision.
So much
They feel you get a little bit more tension with these. It might be because, well, actually, I don't use this controller a lot, so this is a fairly underused controller. So this is probably pretty damn close to how it was when I first got it. And I get a fair, like, I like it a little better. I don't know if I'm saying that just to justify my $500 purchase, but it feels a little smoother, just slightly, like a tiny revision. The bumper's got a nice little... They're pretty much the same. Feels like they might be... I think these bumpers are slightly raised slightly a bit more. Once again, little revisions. The face of it is more or less the same. I think they're the same size, pretty much. Oh, there's a difference. I do like that. They've gone from micro USB to USB-C. Thank God. I'm really happy to hear that. So yeah, and it still takes the AA batteries like they always have. I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people are like, oh, why don't you have an internal rechargeable? I'm cool with that because I've had bad luck with internal rechargeable batteries on things that you use quite a bit, especially because you run the risk of the battery going bad, and then there's not really, unless you're going to crack it open and become like a tacky and try and replace the lithium-ion battery inside of it, you're just screwed. That controller's junk. With these, I mean, you just put... I have had really good luck with putting in, or with AA batteries. They go a really long way with this controller. Now, a lot of people have given some flack about, oh, the controller's not a step up. It's more or less the same controllers we had last generation.
The whole time, I didn't even notice my dog was back there.
A lot of people consider the
apparently
360 and Xbox One controllers to be some of the, if not the best controllers ever made. In my opinion, they are. But a lot of people say that. That's not just me.
She probably just walked off to go shit in the floor somewhere.
Why? If it ain't broke, man. Why make something if people are saying this is the best controller I've ever used? Why would you redo it? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus, in them keeping this form factor and keeping it similar and just doing little revisions, this system, one of the cool things is you can use your Xbox One peripherals, like your controllers and other things, will work with this system. So I think that's pretty cool. And like I like, this is an Elite controller, which is ridiculously expensive. This is a Generation 1. It'll work with it. I really like this controller too, by the way. If you have an opportunity to get one, I strongly recommend it. It's very cool. This one, the new one that came with this, it's a nice controller. I really do like it, and it's great. But compared to this, it's no. This is the best damn controller I've ever used in my life. Absolutely. So anyway, okay. So on to the main event. We're almost done here. Man. Jesus, this thing's fucking heavy. Well, it's like, I'm not that weak, I promise. But it's like stuck inside this foam, too. I'm trying to get it to come out without pulling that out. There we go. Power your dreams. All right. Move you over there. So, yeah, here we go. We get like this nice little ribbon. It's all covered up in this, like, paper. And I know some people are like, so what? It's covered up in paper. Who cares? It's just nice, you know? It's nice when you spend a shit ton of money on a premium device that, you know, it comes like a premium device. You feel like you're getting something special. That's really nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate them putting that little bit of extra thought into it. All right. Let's see if I can open this without tearing it, because I'm really anal about that stuff. Woo! Really excited. Probably more excited than a lot of people would be. You have no idea since I got home. I had a doctor's appointment today, and I got home, and this was waiting on me. How difficult it was for me to not immediately just bust it up and plug it in. But I waited. I set everything up. Ooh, I like that finish. And there she is. And that's okay. I have some thoughts. That in there. Okay, so here we are. Really just sleek and simple, man. Real simple. It's not as big as I initially thought it would be when it first got announced, but it's not as small as I had thought from some of the unboxings I'd seen. It's just, I mean, it's not huge either. It is especially for the amount of power that's in it, this is not a big thing. This top grill, though, is what's doing it for. It's got like this. There's not like people are like, oh, I want green lights in it. I don't. I mean, I'm cool with this. I mean, if you could turn them off easily, I'd be okay with it. But the paint, the way they have it painted green inside there, but not all of it. If you look straight on, it's just black. But then when you go that way, it's like the sides are green. That's a pretty neat effect. I like that. It almost makes it look like it's kind of moving. But yeah, really sleek, minimalist design, and I like minimalist designs. So I'm really cool with this. I feel like I could put this next to my TV, and it would just complement things really well. This is really nice. Man, and it's heavy as shit. This thing is not going anywhere. But yeah, man, this is really cool. It's got some feet on it, so you can do it. I know that this is an option. Most of my consoles have always been horizontal, but I'm going to do this one vertical because I think this, like that, looks so much better than that. That's the vertical position. That just like it's weird because going from, I've never really cared. I've had like the 360, I had both ways depending on what room it was in, but I've had more vertical than anything. But usually I didn't care. I was like, whatever, it looks good either way. This one, I ain't gonna lie, I love that. I think that looks great. It's almost like an Alexa or something like that sitting in there. It just kind of blends in. But it stands out. Like people will notice it, but it blends in enough to where it's not gaudy. But as soon as you do that,
you hadn't guessed.
I don't like it.
Pre-recorded.
I don't like
got about 2 minutes
this
left
look. How it looks like
we're
this.
Get into the live part.
I really don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, if I had to do that, I mean, it's just the look of the console. If I had to cram it inside my entertainment center, it's fine. I'm not gonna be like, oh nope, can't buy it. Piece of shit. It looks like ass when it's laid over on its side. But I just don't. This was definitely designed to be like this. I think other consoles, they've kind of said, okay, we can do it either way. This one was 100% designed to be setting up like this. This is the way this console was designed. Plus, I mean, that is, it pulls in. That's how it cools too. But, yeah. But, I mean, you know, convenience-wise, if you have to lay it down, you can. I don't like that. Maybe it would grow on me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've always seen it sitting like this. But I really like this. I really like this look. Nope. Don't like it. And I'm an Xbox fan. I'm an Xbox fan. Like legit. But no, I don't like the on the side look. I know it's kind of like what? It's a box here and it's a box there. What does it fucking matter? I don't know. I can't tell you why. I just don't. I really like it. Really don't like it the other way. But anyway, yeah, we got like sleek. All the sides are sleek. got the regular connections that you would always think you would have. No Connect connection. And they also did away with the extra HDMI input that they had on the Xbox One. And also the digital optical. That's no longer there either. So, but everything else is the same. I mean, it's what you expect. You got 2 USBs in the back. You got an Ethernet. You got a power, HDMI, and, of course, the controversial storage port, expansion port, which I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, man, there it is. That's the system that I've been waiting for quite a while, and many of you have too, and many of you probably still are waiting if you ordered one, because a lot of people don't have them. I was fortunate enough to finally get one. My wonderful wife pre-ordered it for me while I was at work, and she went through all the crap of having to find a pre-order on the 22nd, and yeah, I got it a week late, but that's fine. It's better than getting it next year, which you're talking about a lot of people getting. So anyway, yeah, there it is. Now I'm going to go hook this bad boy up, and that'll be a separate video. I'm going to hook it up and do a first-time startup and just kind of show that process, because I hear it's a little different this time around. It's supposed to be pretty easy to do. And after that, on my stream, we're going to look at some gameplay, just random gameplay from all the games. But
God, does this guy ever shut the fuck up?
And be back with you guys shortly on my impressions overall on the games, the gameplay, and just the box itself. Guess it helps if I turn that on. So yeah, that was the unboxing that I promised. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've only had it hooked up for about 24 hours, and spent a lot of time, not a lot of time really, just transferring stuff last night and updating, because a lot of like the old games that I had get like enhancements and stuff like that, so there's lots of downloading and things. But I had another video where I was going to show the startup process, how quick, because I'd heard it was quick, so I was just going to show that real quick. I had a quick video of that where I showed like all the how you when you first turn it on, what it does, and how you get all your stuff moved over if you're an existing user. And I recorded that right after I did that one, and I for whatever reason I guess I had the microphone off or something like that, so there's no sound to it. It's just video of me sitting there just doing that. And yeah, that didn't make for very good entertainment. Plus, that video went a lot longer than I had planned, so excuse me. So I figured, you know what, I might like, I'm probably going to put like an official unboxing video up, because there's a much longer version of that one you just watched, believe it or not. I made a few cuts to that because I, like any of you who have come to this stream for any period of time know, I have a tendency to do. I will talk like I'm doing right now. But yeah, there's probably about a 15 or 20 minute longer version out there that I may do a couple of edits. I mean, there's some stuff in it. I don't know how to put it. Some good stuff, I think. I had a good time talking about it. But I talked about like previous generations and what I thought about those. But I might like work in that other video for people that want to see how easy it is to switch your stuff over. If you already have an Xbox One, and like an account and everything on there, it is super fucking easy to turn this thing, to get this thing going. You like plug it in, and as soon as you turn it on, you know, it does its whole Xbox sexy, and then like it just pops up with this code on there and says, like, with your phone, I don't think you have, if you've never used one, I think you can bypass it, but it'll say, you know, get this app called the Xbox app on your phone, and just hit the add, I think, set up a new console is what it's called, button. And you just click that, and you put the, because your phone is hooked up to your account, so you click the, you put the code into your phone, and it automatically, like as soon as you hit OK, all your shit just like updates. There was one update, like I guess a day one update or whatever that I had to do, and it took maybe like 2 minutes. It was like a 800 gigabyte, not gigabytes, 800 megabytes, and it was pretty quick. And after that, it just shot all my stuff over there. And now, like when I turn it on, it's got all my settings from my Xbox One X or whichever Xbox you have. So yeah, that was really painless. All my games came over. Any of them that weren't on the internal hard drive of my Xbox, because I moved it to my bedroom, but I have an external hard drive hooked up, and all the games are there, and it automatically pops up with these little symbols saying, hey, these have updates and things like that. You can, like enhancements, because the system itself will hardware, I don't know what you call it, like hardware enhance everything. It'll make everything faster. It'll make everything look a little prettier, to like upscale everything. But there are certain games that the developers have gone back and actually added stuff. And in a lot of cases, what they've done is they've taken like the ultra settings on PC version of it and just opened them up on here. Added like ray tracing to some things like Gears 5, and Forza Horizon, and a couple other ones. And ray tracing is the big buzzword this generation. It does look nice though when it's properly used. But yeah, there was a bunch of a fair amount of games that had those enhancements that it went through and automatically started, or to ask me and say, hey, do you want these patches? And I just said yes to everything, and it started doing that, and started moving some games over to the internal hard drive. But it's pretty cool because you can like hold all your games on an external, and you can play anything off the external except for Series S or X series games, the new games. You can have them on your external hard drive, but you have to play them off of your internal, which, you've only got so much space on the internal, of course, but I think it's pretty cool that you don't have to download it every time. They will allow you to hold them on the external hard drive, so you can just move them over. And I moved Gears of War over, I think it was almost 100 gigabytes, and I moved Halo Master Chief Collection over. Both of those were enhanced. And Halo Master Chief Collection was like 150 gigabytes or 140, something like that. And it moved that in about 6 minutes, 140 gigabytes. I mean, that's fucking fast, man. Mine is hardwired into my modem. I'm sure that helps. I mean, it can be wireless. I don't know what the wireless performance is like, but you hardwire it in. And I don't have like the blazingest fast internet in the world. I have just regular speed internet. So I was really happy with that. That's a pretty cool feature. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Unfortunately, my plan was at this point I was going to stream over some gameplay, and it wouldn't be like in 4K or anything. I would see it in 4K, but I wouldn't be able to display it in 4K for you guys or anything like that. You can record 4K, but streaming, I don't know. But I was just going to do it and like show you guys like the speed, load times, just bounce around in some games and things like that, and show you'd probably be able to see like the ray tracing and stuff. You could see that, but it wouldn't look as good as it looks to me. But just to kind of give you guys an idea of it. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of I had some power issues earlier. Like all the power went out in the house, and all my computer. I have 2 computers set up I use here. My modem, my computers, everything just restarted. I was having some connectivity issues, and then the app I use, or the program I use to stream from my Xbox to my computer so that I can blast it out to you guys, is not acting right. It's acting stupid. So I'm not going to be able to do that tonight. However, we're going to play something, but just not an Xbox Series X game. Maybe down the line some other time. But I will say we're probably gonna play. Somebody had mentioned Jackbox like last week, and I figured out what the problem was, why it kept booting me off while we were playing that. It's due to one single song, and I can just silence that song in the options. So we'll do that here in just a minute. So everybody who's here who wants to play, bust out your phones, tablets, or PCs, or whatever it is you want to play on. We're gonna get that going here in the next couple of minutes. But real quick, just a few things about the system, because I mean that's kind of the name of the stream here. Is we're talking about the Xbox Series X. I'm really happy with it. It's not you've heard some people complain about that. Oh, there's no exclusives, next gen exclusives for it. There actually are. There's no like first party like big. Hey, this is like the huge exclusives for it yet. or that are out. I think the first one coming is the Medium. I don't even know if that's first party, but it's an exclusive, and that comes out it's like a horror. It looks like a horror game. It looks pretty interesting. That comes out in a couple of weeks, I think. But the ones they were supposed to have got delayed because of the pandemic and all that. I mean, it happens. But they do have some games that are exclusive to the console, like Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's a good-looking game, but Yakuza has a very... its art style isn't like realistic or anything. But, I mean, it's a good-looking game. From what I understand, it's really fun. I'm going to get that. I don't have it yet. I've seen it. But, you know, it's an exclusive. That's an exclusive next-gen title. I think it's last-gen, too, but... it was developed for next gen, my understanding is. There's one called the Falconeer. I don't know about that one. You're like a bird. You fly around and shoot other birds or something, but it's next gen. And there's a couple of other small ones, but they're all small things like that. There's a Tetris game. Surprise! I mean, you say that, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, Tetris game. Woohoo! From what I understand, it's a really cool Tetris game, but I will admit that this is a weird new console launch that we don't have like those games, you know, those big launch games that you're expecting, but neither console did. I mean, the PlayStation, I think they got really just like 2 games maybe that were really I think they had like a game called Godfall a lot of people were looking forward to, but it's apparently not that great. It's apparently pretty bad. I don't know. I haven't played it. I'm not bashing on them. I ain't hating. PlayStation, do your thing, man. They got some great games over there, but they do have like that remake of Demon Souls. That's exclusive to them, and also, of course, they've got that. I don't say this in like an offensive way, but the DLC game, Miles Morales Spider-Man, that looks cool. I mean, the Spider-Man game does look pretty cool, but I mean that's what they've got. But even that's just 3 games really, because the Godfall thing. That's 3 exclusive games at launch they have. That's not much either. I mean, both consoles are really suffering for it. But fortunately for Sony, they did at least have something. I'll give them that. We were supposed to have Halo, and that probably would have really made this launch a lot different. But whatever. We know they're coming. I mean, look at how many companies Microsoft has bought for developers, first-party developers. I mean, the Bethesda acquisition for $7.5 billion a couple of months ago unto itself. We're going to get some really badass exclusives. And if I had to guess, I would say probably not long after the beginning of the year, mid-quarter, first quarter. Definitely by the time E3 or whenever E3 is supposed to be, whether it is or not this year, I don't know. I bet you we're going to hear about a lot of exclusives by that point. I know Microsoft has said at one point that they don't want to announce things like real far out anymore. I think Bethesda did that too. They're more about like announcing things and then like 3 to 6 months later it comes out. And I get that. I mean, it's kind of like we're used to hearing about things years in advance, kind of hyping them up. But then like shit happens and they change when they announce shit too early and people get disappointed. So I get why they're doing that. And I mean, it is kind of cool. Hey, you hear about this cool game and then if, like a couple of months later, bam, it's out. That's neat. They did that with Fallout 4. But yeah, that's besides the game, there are games to play on it. It's not like a worthless buy. I understand if somebody doesn't want to get it right out the gate because I think all the games on it can be played on the original or on the Xbox One and definitely the PC. But that's kind of like their thing. They're trying to do that whole cross-platform thing. But like, there's a lot of games if you weren't into the Xbox family before this, especially with like Game Pass. My dog's scratching herself. There's a whole lot of games here that you can get for free that look beautiful, like the Gears of War 5, which that game's a year or two old now. I think it's a year old. I think it came out this time last year, or maybe it was before that. I'm not sure. But what they've done to that game, they went back and like redid it and made it pretty. Holy shit, that shit is beautiful. Like the ray tracing and everything is fucking awesome. Even Minecraft, I don't think it's on there yet. I haven't put that on the system, or I haven't opened it on the system yet. But I saw like a demo of Minecraft with ray tracing, which is supposed to either already be on here or coming soon. How the hell's Minecraft look that good? What the hell? And Forza Horizon 4, which is an older game too, at least 2 years old. That's a goddamn gorgeous game. Holy shit. That looks next gen. So it's pretty cool that they recognize that, oh crap, we're not going to have a lot of like brand new stuff right out the gate. Let's make some stuff pretty. Ryan, at What Were You Watching said ray tracing with Minecraft looks crazy cool. It does, man. It's crazy how Minecraft, probably the most lo-fi game out there, you slap ray tracing on it, it's fucking like wow. I mean, it's still the same graphics, but it just that lighting makes it look awesome. But yeah, besides that, some people have also, I don't know if they're complaints. I haven't heard anybody really say anything bad about either of the two next gen consoles. Besides some issues that some of them are having right now, more so on the other side, unfortunately. But I'm sure they'll get all that worked out. But they like its form factor. I really like. I've got it sitting up Tower of Power style over there. It is quiet as shit. You turn it on, besides the light on the front, you can't even tell it's on. The only way you can really tell that it's on, because it makes no noise. I put my ear like right up to it, and I can just barely, like in a silent room, hear like a hum, like a very, very small hum. I mean, it's the quietest electronic device with moving parts in it I've ever heard or not heard. And the only way you can really tell is if you put your hand on top of it, you can feel the fan. The fan is it's doing its job. And it's not like super hot. Now, granted, I haven't put it under like a tremendous amount of stress yet. I'm sure once I start like cranking on a game and like playing like a really graphically intense game for a while, it's going to push out some heat. But that's what it's supposed to do. So, but yeah, beyond that, it's quiet as shit. And it feels cool all around. But I've been really happy with it. It does have a very similar, if not the exact same UI as the latest revision for the Xbox One. Some people have complained about that too. I think that people aren't used to a console coming out, like a new generation console coming out, and it having some of the same things that the old one did. But people need to think back, like whenever we get a new console, it's missing a lot of features that the last one had because they got to build them in. It's always like that. Every generation, it's like, oh, I got to wait for this or that, and all these just little stupid things that we've grown accustomed to. This time you don't have that, and you don't have to wonder where things are. Yes, it's not like a new sexy interface or UI, but okay, have you ever updated a PC? It's just like that. It's just like getting a new PC. It's still the same user interface, but it's a whole new system, a whole new thing. And I mean, it's the games that really matter. And the UI for the Xbox family of consoles now it works. It works really good, especially with this SSD. Holy shit, that fucker's fast. There's no lag. And that is one thing I've noticed the most about this right out the gate. It's fucking fast. Everything is fast. And anybody who's listening to anything about this, and we're about to get to the game, I promise. But we've all heard that. Oh, it's fast, it's fast, it's fast. It's like, okay, great. When you actually sit down with it, that's when you realize, holy crap, that is a lot faster. That is game-changing. That for everything from your Netflix app to your YouTube app to going into movies to going to the store, just from going menu to menu, loading something, and going into a game, holy crap. You, like, turn your Xbox on from, like, an off state. You turn it on. It's at the screen within, like, 3 seconds. You click on a game, and if it's a game you've opened at some point within the, like, depending on how many games you play at once, chances are it will immediately take you right to where you were like that. Like it throws up a splash screen of the title of the game for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then bam, the game starts. And yeah, it's really cool. I'm really happy with it. It's definitely cutting down load times on some older games I've been playing. I say older, like Jedi Fallen Order, the newer Star Wars game. I just got that, and you could tell that it makes it look a little prettier. And but the load times, everything moves a lot faster. And that game had a lot of pop-up when I was playing it before. I played it on my Xbox Series or Xbox One X, and it had the 4K mode and all that. But it had a lot of pop-up in parts that were like, a lot of shit going on. But not with this. Nothing. No pop-up, no nothing. Everything is flawless, and it's really fast. So I'm looking forward to playing more games. I'm really happy with it so far. I get some of the people's complaints about the game side of thing, but, get into it and look at it, especially with Game Pass, and I think you'll find that complaint is not as valid as you think on the surface. It's just a new way of looking at a new console. And, I mean, look at all the companies they own now, man. Believe me, first-party exclusives for this thing are definitely coming. We're going to get waved with them because they've got like 30 studios now like big name studios. So I think we'll be okay in that department over the course of the next few months. What else? Yeah, I don't have any complaints about it so far. I mean, would I like some new games? So like some of the big, would I have liked to have had Halo at launch? Sure, I like Halo. I think Halo could have been cool, but I'm cool with it not, because I'm going back and playing a lot of games that I missed, and now I'm getting to play the best version of them, and I'm going back and revisiting some games I really enjoyed, and I get an even better version. Am I going to play all the way back through Gears 5? Probably not, but I'll play a good bit of it because that shit is fucking gorgeous. So yeah, that's that. I feel like I was forgetting. Oh, there's one other thing, and then we'll get into Jackbox. The 4K Blu-ray player in it. The 4K Blu-ray player in the Xbox One X that I was using, that's where I used it as my 4K Blu-ray player. I'm not going to lie, when I first put that in, when I first watched a 4K Blu-ray, I was like, it looks better, a little bit more crisp than a Blu-ray, but, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't like, holy crap. And I couldn't figure out if that was the player. I had the right cable and everything. Or I was worried it was my TV. I mean, my TV's not it's not the most expensive TV on the planet, but it's not the cheapest either. And it's a decent TV. So I was, I messed with settings and all that, and I just wasn't blown away by 4K coming from Blu-ray. But last night I put in, to make sure the disc drive, didn't have any issues or anything, I put in a 4K Blu-ray. Holy fuck! That shit looked beautiful. Like, I was like, whoa, this is what 4K is supposed to look like. I could totally tell. I don't know if it was, at the time, I didn't know if it was the disc, because it was a disc I had not watched yet. I put in Aquaman because it was just sitting there, and I bought that in Black Friday last year. Still hadn't watched it. I've seen the movie, but I didn't watch the 4K version. And I put it in, and either that was a beautiful fucking disc, or something's been wrong this whole time, because I saw a marked improvement. I was like, whoa, yeah, that's like fucking gorgeous. So I'm going to attribute that to the system, because everything's the same except for the system. That's the only thing that's different. But I know it's not just that disc, because I tried two more today, Alita and something else. And they both looked really good too. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 4K player in the One X was good, I thought, but the one in the Series X is fucking badass. But anyway, I guess that's enough Xbox Series stuffs. Unless you got some questions, what are you guys saying? Terrific. It's pre-recorded. Yes, it was. Fooled you. Heat rises. Oh wait, I went way back. Sad solves a lot of problem. What? Oh, I think he's solids. Oh, SSD. I'm sorry, monitors. Yeah, SSD is the SSD, the solid state drive, the new. It's not a hard drive, but the replacement hard drive. The storage in this thing does. It's a great thing. It's awesome. Okay, so since we can't play some Xbox games, I already changed the title of this stream and everything. Somebody had mentioned the Jackbox, and I had a pretty good time with that yesterday. I figured we could play that for a little bit. Plus, I've still got it set up from last week, so it'll be the easiest thing. I was thinking about doing Resident Evil 7, but yeah, we'll just go with this. Oh, wait. I gotta grab my headphones. Just a second. All right. So, let me move one or two things around real quick, because I was not expecting this. I'm in my living room, like whenever I do something from my TV, but I had already set all this up, and I didn't realize I wasn't going to be doing that, or I would have done it at the table. And I think I said it. I think I just spoke over the video. But that setup you saw there that's me getting like that mic, how everything looked kind of janky and everything during that the unboxing part. That's where I'm going to be doing the podcast I'm planning on doing soon. And that's just kind of like the beginnings of setting it up and everything. That's actually the same spot I usually do my stream.
the green screen just wasn't, well, it was there, but you couldn't see it. It was, it like comes up and down. All right. Just pairing my headsets. And then we will get going. Probably not going to get as many people in there tonight like last week. Because I didn't... because the title of the video isn't, or the title of the stream isn't the Jackbox. That's cool, because I think just about everybody who's here right now I actually know, so. Alright. I am going to switch where this is so I can see it better. Okay, I'm going to... I got them all. Yeah, I was really upset that I wasn't going to be able to show these games, which, I mean, you guys are probably, whoops, wrong button. You guys are probably like, ooh, I'd rather do that than watch you play just a bunch of random-ass games. I guess it works out for you guys. All right. We said, do you have a start date for your podcast? No, I actually, I got real behind on that. But yeah, a show structure and all that. I assume it's going to grow. I have I'm going to link some parts of it to Patreon. I had one. I tried to move my computer and it pulled the camera because I got the camera further away. I'm just doing it before we start. Okay. Hopefully it's... Hey! It works from last week. There it is. Cool. Oh shit, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry, Short. Hey, what's up, Antonio? You're here. Yeah, I had... I didn't even notice that. I'm sorry. I had my little lobby thing there, the music and everything leading up to the stream. It was in the background, and I don't hear it. I can't hear it. But it was on. I didn't have it closed out. Sorry. So there it is. You guys have been getting blasted with music for the past couple of minutes. Then I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know if you heard what I was saying a minute ago. I don't have a firm start date for the podcast as of yet, but I have. It will hopefully be in the next couple of weeks because I've been putting everything together to get it started. I've actually got like show notes and all that stuff together, and a show structure and hardware and things like that. I'm working out some of the specifics of it, and I plan on having me and another person are going to be doing it each week, hopefully, or every 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I plan on trying to get guests on to talk about the news and stuff like that, and we're going to be talking. What is this? We're going to be talking news, and oh my God. We're going to be talking like, entertainment news in some parts, do some questions, Q&A. I can't remember everything I put on there, but it does actually have a structure. I've got that part worked out and some other things, and we're going to try and develop some things as it goes along. But I have a Patreon. I've had it for a long time, but I've never offered it up because I have never had anything to really put for the tiers. And I'd feel kind of shitty saying, hey, give me money and go to my Patreon, but I'm not going to give you shit. So I'm hoping to work some of that into the podcast and some like maybe extra stuff or maybe early access. I don't know yet, but I'm working. That's where I'm at right now. I'm working on, how can I work my Patreon into it? And hopefully, not because I like plan on making like big money through it or anything, but I just kind of want to like work that in so I can maybe funnel some stuff to the show and maybe do some other stuff on the channel and whatnot. But anyway, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. What is this? Early December. I know originally I had said October, but realistically, probably early December. I do plan on doing the first show pre-recorded, so it won't be live. But every show after that, I plan on being live. But the first show, I'm getting with the person soon who's gonna be doing it with me, and I plan on it being live each week. Oh shit. So yeah. Okay. Hang on 1 second, guys. Oh shit. Woo! Oh no, I hope you guys are still there. I just fucked up. I can't tell if it's still good. I have no idea if you guys can hear me or not. I'm logging back. I logged out of YouTube. Come on. Oh. Board artist said, yes, we are here. Okay. Oh, no, it's board artist. Board artist is like a really good drawer. He kicked my ass last week. Okay. All right. As far as I can tell, we're good. Okay, cool. All right. Can we do something other than Quiplash 3? Yeah, sure.
I like that. The game that I like the most was the one that I kept having the copyright issues with, but I figured that out. The Champed Up. I like that one. I didn't really care for that Devil in the Details one, and I don't think we did Talking Points. We can try that one later, but I'm pretty sure you have to like play that one in the same room. I don't know. All right, so let's get to it. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do Champed Up or Blather Round, or which one? What do you guys want to do? A-Town, cannot wait for podcast. It's going to be most... Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. I hope it is. I'm trying to evolve and grow the channel. Blather Dather. Okay. What is Blather Dather? Oh, shit. I clicked on the wrong one. Hang on. Let me exit out of this. Isn't Champed Up the drawing one? Yeah, I know you draw and Champed Up. I don't really know what Blather Dather is. It's a pop culture guessing game where nothing sounds quite right. It's a good, fun time experience. Okay, fuck it. Why not? So everybody get your phones. Go to Jackbox TV. The website is jackbox.tv. You go there, and it'll ask you for a room code, which when I start the game here in just a second, that's what you'll put in. That's weird. Okie dokie. My other headphone. I don't need that. I'll roll with one. All right. So who we go? We got 9 of you guys in here. Antonio. What's up? What's up? What's up? Of course, I had to come and support a boy. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Antonio said if I start one, he'll start one too, so we can be each other's first patrons. I've had one for like a long time. I've just never advertised it because, like I said, I haven't ever had anything to offer besides what I offer for out there now. So I'm trying to like put together some things that would be actually, I would feel genuine in saying, hey, support my Patreon and you get this early or this or that. I don't want to like just be like, give me money free. I want to be able to offer something. Okay, let's get this going. All right, the room code is COUR. I'm the VIP. There's only 3 of us? I'll give it just a couple more seconds, see if anybody else wants to join. One more. Can we get... Hey, Ryan's on there. Ryan, were you here last week when we did this? I don't think you were. We had a good time besides the whole YouTube kept hitting me with the copyright. I've never gotten a copyright strike, or not strike, but got hit with a copyright thing in the middle of a stream. All right, everybody's there. We're in. I have no idea how to play this one, so... Blather round.
Oh, wait, yeah, we played this last week. I was in the audience. I never actually got to play it. Yeah, everybody talk out loud. Easy. Right, I got mine. I got an easy one. I could have made it even easier. I think the point is to try and like stump you, isn't it? I don't know. Or do I want you guys to pick it? I think maybe I picked the wrong thing. What you watch? Incredible concept. Hell, I don't know. Nintendo Switch. It's Donkey King. Talk about dorky. Oh, that's what I was about to put. I was right. I was typing out Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, it worked. But that wasn't me. Good job, board. The nerdy part gave it away. Oh, shit. Not me. Person. They're a hard bland specimen. I spelled this all kind of fucking wrong. Schwarzenegger. A hard, bland specimen. I don't fucking know. Give us more! They're famous for the public... No. Oops, I spelled it wrong. They're in commercials. In commercials? I don't know. What? So traditional. Oh, the one guy, the colonel. The fuck? What happened? Shit. I don't know what happened. My computer said, fuck you, I'm not playing this anymore. Let me turn it back on. Yeah, I did too. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Here, we'll just jump right back into it. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I was just sitting here and my computer said fuck off, or Steam said fuck off. Here, let's try this again. Who was that? What was it? Oh, Mr. Peanut. I had nothing to work with. I would have never guessed that. All right, everybody in. Let's go. Donnie Darko. Everybody's in. All right, I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip the tutorial this time. Round one. Round one. Oh, oh. Toot, toot. Beep, beep, wee. Oh, shit, I did mute the game. Thanks, thanks, board. My bad. There,
on your device, you'll see two word columns.
I'm just not on it
tap
tonight.
all the words you want to include in your sentence, and then tap Submit when you're finished.
Wow, that's loud.
You can always change your mind. Just tap the word again to take it out.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that whole last playthrough. It's a... I forgot what mine was. Oh.
Oh, time is ticking. Hurry, hurry.
Oh, shit.
You're first. Don't get cocky about it. It's random. It's story time.
It's a story about a gritty, massive bad guy
It's a story
area.
about a gritty, massive bad guy area.
Here we go. There sure is a lot of tinkering going on here.
And a big madness
Big
protagonist.
What?
Gotham City.
My neighborhood.
It's nothing like Three Little Pigs.
When the presenter uses your guess in a sentence, you get points.
Story about a gritty, massive bad guy. Whoa, a futuristic,
Whoa,
remarkable movie.
a futuristic, remarkable movie.
An amuse-bouche of a sentence. Love it.
Blade Runner. Avengers.
Batman.
Star Wars.
Technically Star Wars a long time ago.
It's
Galaxy
kinda
far, far
similar to Blade Runner.
away. Ooh, it's kind of similar to Blade Runner.
The Joker.
What the hell's like Blade Runner?
The Hunger Games.
Alien. Total Recall.
Ooh, that's a good one. Total Recall.
Ex Machina.
Like Blade Runner?
Terminator.
Oh, time is ticking. Hurry, hurry.
Final Destination.
It's like
It's
an
like an animated version
it's
of
animated.
Total Recall,
Oh,
Ex Machina, and Blade
fuck.
Runner.
Clerks.
Oh, I don't know how to spell it.
Time is almost
Akira.
up.
Akira. I can't remember how to fucking spell it. I suck at spelling.
Eventually, there's an angsty
Go.
Oh, that's what I was gonna put. I deserve those points. I said it.
That was great. And hey, here are some points for everyone who contributed a helpful guess.
I typed that into like
The
right
category
as the
is
round
story.
ended. A story about an incredible
It's a story
human journey.
about an incredible human journey.
Off you go.
This isn't really humans, but
Lord of the Rings.
incredible human
You know what
journey.
they say, better done than perfect.
And a cruel slithering evildoer.
Forrest Gump.
7 years
The
into that.
Phantom Toll Booth.
The Bible.
Wool. A pubescent movie.
Harry Potter.
That's what I was about to put.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
That's what we all put. What's that one guy? It's kind of similar to
It's
7
kind
Years
of
in
similar
Tibet.
to 7 Years in Tibet.
That sentence is a 3-course meal.
Hotel Rwanda.
Batman Begins.
Bridge to Terabithia.
The hero is raised by the nature.
Maybe
Benjamin Button. Tarzan.
Raised by Nature.
Chronicles of Narnia.
It's like an animated version of Batman
Animated
Begins.
version of Batman Begins. What? How's that an animated version of Batman Begins?
I'm going to embroider these sentences onto my favorite hanky, and I'm going to mail it to Jimmy Carter.
I don't think you are.
You're guessing a person. Ooh, tricky. It could be anyone.
Glaxy, last time you had this, the game froze and died. They're a not living,
They're a not
shiny
living,
human.
shiny human.
Off you go.
Oh,
Galaxy.
Cheapo.
that's so.
They are renowned for the luxury.
Renowned
Optimus Prime.
Zombie.
for luxury. Renowned for luxury?
Android.
They're kinda similar to Iron Man.
So a superhero, I guess?
Bruce Wayne.
Silver Surfer.
Batman.
Yeah, I
so
said
modern.
Batman in every one of these.
What a sweet little sentence.
Cyborg.
They're a not living, shiny human.
Johnny 5.
I'm alive! Not living. I feel like that's.
They're a lot like Iron Man.
You already said that. He's so
Cinder.
modern. Shiny, not living, shiny human. I feel like that's the big clue.
Iron Giant.
I was gonna put that, but
Villain from
Ronald
Iron Man
McDonald.
2.
Known for the pubescent man.
Time is
What?
running out. Time to take some big swings.
I feel like this is like gonna be really obvious when we see it.
Spooderman.
Type fast. We're down to the wire.
War Machine.
Little Slugger.
What the hell? What is it?
Nobody guessed it. Now I get to keep all these points for myself. If you think the
Seriously?
presenter did a good job anyway, hit my bad on your device.
I mean, a not
The
living.
category
what?
is
That
story.
not living human. That's why we were looking for robots. I think he is living.
It's a story about a terrible enemy.
Let's Let's get the presentation started.
Alice in Wonderland.
Dominica.
And a horrible gal.
Harry Potter.
Apocalypse
The
Now.
Joker.
Horrible gal.
Suicide Squad.
That sounds like
Wikia.
It's nothing like Alice in Wonderland.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Horrible girl. The fuck? Why did it do that again? I'm not even touching my computer, so it's not me. What the hell? Motherfucker. That's real fucking annoying, man. Let's try one of the other games. Unless there's an issue with Steam or something. Yeah, I was gonna do Champed Up. That one seemed pretty fun. What was that, by the way? Who had that? It was the Blair Witch Project. Was it really? Alright, I'm gonna cut this audio for just a second so I can get into this game, and because that's how I have to be able to play it. Is I have to cut the music off, which sucks because this game has some pretty cool, just like kind of hype music, but is what it is. That's what kept on. That's why you can't even look at last week's stream. Host volumes. Okay. It wouldn't turn all the way off. Alright, so we'll still have sound effects and everything, but I have to turn the music off because that song, every time last week when we entered this game, it was, and I got the copyright strike, or not strike, but deal. But yeah, I got the copyright notification whenever we came into this game. At the times that it like booted us out, that's when it was whenever that song was playing. So no hype music, sorry. Looks like Galaxy, you're the VIP, so you get to make all the decisions. There's enough people in the stream to fill it up, so let's see if everybody joins in. I did like this game. This game was pretty cool. I'm a terrible drawer, but it was still fun. Whoever it was, I can't remember who it was. Somebody drew like a Mr. Krabs with this big censored dick, and that was funny as fuck. The reason I'm like looking this way the whole time is because the screen that the game's actually on is. I've got it on two screens, but the actual screen is right there. It's usually like right there, but I guess nobody else gonna join. Board artist said it was me. Yes, more Krusty Krab dick.
Welcome to the Scrolliseum. These talented trainers
music.
are about to face off to see who's the best at creating champion characters
Why is it
with
playing music?
unusual skills. Will the underdogs take down the heavy favorites? It's time to get champed up. In this first step,
long
the
as I play
trainers
that one
will be
song, I'm
prompted
cool.
to draw and name a particular type of champion character.
I'm
They'll
guessing
be
anybody
equipped
can
with
join
two
at any time.
tools, a
You
pen
just
for
gotta enter-
drawing and a thick marker for coloring in. Once a
That
character
code
is
behind me.
drawn
You can't
and
see it.
named, it can be submitted. The timer's been set. Off we go.
Board artist says Steam is just run all out of itself. Oh shit. Create my champion. Shit. Uninspired. I don't know. Too early for that. This is terrible.
"20 seconds remain. Players need to name their character."
Oh shit. Ah.
The trainers are now moving on to creating a challenger. These characters will be the underdogs.
Oh, I don't think I turned on the
because their
extended
creators
timers.
will
I
see
heard
who
that
they're
that's like-
competing
you
against,
should do that
but not what the contest
streaming.
will be. So they
We'll do it
must
next round.
analyze their opponent's unique skill set to create what they hope is a worthy challenger. Let's see the drama
Yeah,
unfold.
none of my drawings look like that. Okay. This is real bad. I don't know what color to make this. Fuck it. My guy's all crooked.
It's time to name those characters.
All right, I think I'm done. I've done as good as I'm gonna do. I feel like without the music, without like the hype music when they're fighting and stuff, it's not gonna be as fun.
It's time for them. Here comes our first opponent. And in
My
this
best
corner,
friend.
we've got
Rottweiler.
these two will
Local neck
battle to
impale
see
man.
who is the champion of pushing the envelope.
Oh, that's creative there.
Back and forth they go. Is that all she wrote?
Oh shit.
That envelope never saw it coming. In this corner, we've got.
Board artist said
They'll
I
be
accidentally
facing off against.
backed out, so my second drawing sucks.
We'll decide once
Had
and
to
for
rush.
all
I
who
guarantee
is
it's still better than
the
mine.
champion of bad first impressions. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Some extra cash goes to the underdog. What was that all about?
So what's that guy holding there, buddy?
Now entering the ring. And opposing them will be
Brown Puddle Food. Mr.
one of
Drinks a
them will
lot.
be crowned the
It's like fucking
champion
Goro.
of Vacation.
Quad fisting. Oh, I don't know. I like both of
My
these.
goodness! Ouch. What a dominating performance! Heck, I need a vacation from this vacation. Next up, it'll be versus.
Oh, we need like music.
These
The
two
music
are
was really
facing
taken away
off
from
to
this. Let me
see
do
who
something.
is the champion of getting picked
it was all like hype.
last.
Dubstep or something. Booty, 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 booty.
Oh, it's too close to call.
Okay, so that coming out of his mouth is supposed to be a tongue, but I just kind of realized it don't look like a tongue. But you know, after the ones we were drawing last week, it's kind of on par.
Moving on, we've
This
got
game got really raunchy last week.
versus. One of them will walk out as the champion
Cross-dressing
of
Let's Play
Look
right
at
here.
Me. Who wants it more?
Mega Chad.
They're slaying in character. can't look away.
I'm just waiting for that one person. Holy shit.
Versus... Only one of them can be
He's
the
back.
champion of sadists.
He's back. Yes.
Whoa, Nelly!
That's great. Well, we know we know who made Mr. Krabs.
What a sketchy move!
That's great. Oh,
Hurts so good. And that takes us to halftime. Here are the scores.
I'm in second. Hell yeah. I don't think I won it. Oh, yeah, I won one. Okay, I gotta draw another one. What am I drawing? The fuck? I'll be the first one to do it. No, the Mr. Krabs one was the first one to do it. I'll be the second one to get all raunchy. How do you draw an aura?
20-second warning. Name those characters.
Not the best I've ever done. Whoa. I think this game would be more fun, like with like a Discord server call or something. so we could all hear each other.
"20 seconds remain. Players need to name their character."
All right, cool. I don't know how confident I feel in my artistic abilities this time around. I don't know how confident I feel in my artistic abilities, period. He said last
It's
week's
the
stream was
second
gone, so I had
half,
to
which
revive
means
it.
it's
Yes.
time for the tag teams.
Big dick censored
Each
crabs.
matchup will include a surprise contest where players can tag out their characters. The bonus points are doubled, and votes for both contests will be cumulative.
Yeah, what he said.
Let's start things off with our first two fighters. Well, you hate to see this.
Damn.
It's a forfeit.
Oh, somebody must have left. 'Cause I think it only does that when whoever had that gene,
And
when
the
they must have left to
cheese
get kicked out.
stands alone. Two new fighters enter the ring. Who is the champion of powerful auras? They're evenly matched.
That's a pulsating aura right
It's
there.
not over yet. Here's the next title up for grabs. The champion of hoodwinking. Will the trainers keep their characters or swap out? Get the ice pack ready.
Better watch out, he's gonna hit somebody with that thing. Ah!
The me versus the world mentality certainly paid off.
Antonio beat me.
Here's our next matchup. You will
Gumby
decide
and Jelly
who is
motherfucking
the champion of
Jiggler.
being homeschooled. We're witnessing greatness. Get in the car. It's about over. We'll declare a winner after this next
If
match.
there's anybody who's new here who's
champion
wanting to
of
join
calling
in,
their
go to
mom by her first name.
jackbox.tv.
The
And
trainers
then enter
have
the
a
code
decision to make.
WCKB.
Here come the reinforcements. This
Yes.
is tough to watch.
I'm sorry, Sheriff.
Oh, it's getting
Sorry. I'm
lopsided.
sorry. Sorry, Sheriff, but Mr. Krabs is always going to get it from me.
There's no I in team, kids. Only in kids. It's time for our next bout.
It's Koopa.
One of them will be the
Princess
champion
Literal
of
Peach.
being majestic.
Is it a peach? Or is it a heart?
It's anyone's fight. This
I don't think
next
there's that many of
contest
us in
could
here now.
swing things.
I mean, there's enough people in
Champion
there.
of the endangered species list. Will the players tag out? Let's find out. This is pure pandemonium.
Postal SpongeBob.
Talk about a character assassination. Oh, the humanity.
Oh.
Their chemistry chemistry is off the chart. Here are the next two fighters. Who is the champion of party cruises?
Sick guy versus Nyampute.
Holy smokes!
The tie.
It all comes down to this next match. The champion of multiple pending lawsuits. What will the trainers do? Let's see.
Mega Chad. He
I
looks like
would
he's
hate to be on the
got
receiving end of that
many
blow.
pending lawsuits. Ah!
Ah, these two, they just work so well together.
Right, Pip slapped
Moving
my ass
on.
out of the game.
Well, you hate to see this. It's a forfeit.
Is that the
This,
same
folks,
person?
is what a hero looks like.
Did you?
Okay, folks, that
person
was the
looked a lot
final
alike.
match. The judges are tallying the final scores, and we have a winner.
Smirk and scowl. All right, you guys want to play something else or play that one again? Good game. Not having the music in this game really takes away from it, I'm not going to lie. Makes it seem nowhere near as exciting. What other, let's see. Shit. Oh, crap. Alright, I'm gonna something else. Let's try a different game. We can come back to this one if we want to, but I've never done this one. Give a speech about pictures you haven't seen before. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's more fun if it does. See, I don't know how we would all do that. Do you have to actually speak? Because it says you can use your phone. Let's try. I'm going to try this one and see. Let's see if we can even play this like stream-wise. Because I don't. Because I'm the only one you guys can hear. I can always cut it off in the middle of the game. Fatix. See, it says waiting for 2 more speakers. I have a feeling we won't be able to do this one. Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play with me.
Enter this room code to play. FATX.
Oh, I have to. Yeah, what do you think of that? Oh, wow, you can take your own, you can enter put your own pictures on here. This game's dangerous. This is a dangerous game to play online. What do we got? Oh, shit. Board Artist and Antonio, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. Both you guys. Thanks for playing my favorite games. Board Artist said, thank you so much for playing my favorite games. You're welcome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it, though. Got to go. Working them. All right. We'll have a good one. Hopefully we'll see you next week. I don't know what we'll be playing. I figured that out late in the day. But I really appreciate that, though. Thank you very much. And Antonio, as always, man, I really appreciate that, man. You guys are awesome. Ryan's out of here. All right, man. We'll see you. See you next Wednesday. It is 11. I guess it's 12 o'clock your time. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to play this one, so let's try something else. I don't think that you can play this one, like, unless we were in some type of, like, call, because I think you have to, like, actually vocalize and speak. Because I think it, like, throws up a bunch of pictures and stuff. And, you pick from there. Let's see. It says we still got a few people in here, so let's try... Was that the one? No, this one we just did. Try Quiplash. Quiplash 3. See if anybody wants to jump in on that one. Well, we're going down. Might just be you and me in here, Antonio. We should get on Contra or something. Contra? Like the old NES game, Contra? SL. That is the most I've ever gotten in Super Chats in one chat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think everybody left. It's just you and me, my man. Oh, I guess I gotta pick a person. Well, I'll give it a second. Yeah, there's 5 people in there. I think I count as one of them, though. You would be, I would be. I would only count as... it was like 9 a minute ago, but I know some people had to go. So there's apparently 3 other people in here. Maybe they don't want to play. That's cool. I'll give it a second. If nobody joins, you know, it's 11 o'clock anyway, my time. I'll try and get on one of those naughty games. Oh, see, short and sweet Sarah. She says she's just watching. There was a game, speaking of those kind of games, I don't have it, but I have played it. A friend of mine, I'll give it just a second. Maybe somebody will join. Part of the problem is probably because the stream doesn't say it. It does now. It's titled Xbox Series X Unboxing and something. I don't know, but I put like Jackbox on the end of it. I updated it, but people aren't seeing that. They're probably just seeing the Xbox unboxing, and they're like, never mind. So that's probably why I'm not getting many people in here. Not that my streams are like huge or anything, but no, but there was a game, the OG naughty game, quote unquote naughty game from back in the day called Virtual Vixens. And it was one of those games that you only saw like in the back in the day, in the back of like PC Gamer and stuff like that. It was all, you couldn't buy it in any stores because it was like rated AO. It was a rated X video game, but it had like legit full motion porn on it, and you had to like keep it going. Well, I mean, none of us knew how to play it because nobody could ever get a hold of it. But a friend of mine's dad, who he lived by himself, he had it, and we got it one night and played it when I spent the night at his house when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15 or something like that. And that game was fucking... I would never be able to play that game on here. It would get like shut down in a heartbeat. It was legit just full motion video porn. I mean, I'm sure it looked like shit, back in the day. It was like, wow, look, it looks so good. And it's probably pixelated to shit, but it was full motion video porn, and the gameplay was actually from like a POV. And like you're sitting there and you're watching everything going. Virtual vixens. But you had like I don't remember what it was. It was pretty much a nutometer or something like that. And as you went faster and faster and slower, you had to like slow your pace with like the keys, like, faster, 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 slower, 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 like grab this, grab that. It was pretty much you just like hitting all these buttons, trying to like keep everything going and keeping her excited and keeping yourself, before you blow your load. That's how you won the game. You had to get her off before you got yourself off. And that was the game. You went from woman to woman doing that. So it was a very male centric game. It's focused on males, because I don't know. I mean, I guess some women could get off on it too, but I mean, it's clearly made for men. And I'll never forget that shit that exists. That's a thing. It was a series, I'm pretty sure. Virtual vixens, yeah. What we got going on here? What was that thing called that would talk to you? What? What thing? Like one of those sex dolls that talks to you? I don't know. Maybe we're thinking about two different things. Short, sweet, say wow. I don't know. It was online, like a Siri type thing. I've heard of those things. I don't know. Something that you probably put your name in or something, and it's probably pretty much like AI phone sex over the internet or something. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure something like that exists. You probably put your name in, and it'll be like, ooh, what are you wearing? Oh, Jake. Oh. It's probably some shit like that. I don't know. Smarter Child on AIM. I didn't use AIM that much. I had very little exposure to AIM. I went online and used American Online and stuff a few times, but I never really used AIM. I was more concerned back in those days if I wasn't playing like a video game or something. If the internet for me back then, and me and my friends, was just for us to go into like chat rooms when those were really a thing and just like talk shit. We're such assholes. We go in and talk shit in chat rooms and see if we could clear them out. Oh my God, I would have fucking hated us. Well, all right. Well, I don't think anybody's gonna join. Well, I'm not gonna play with just like two people. I don't think this game would be like. No offense to you, Antonio. Not just you, but anybody. I mean, these games are designed to be played by like 5 or more people to make them like really fun. Let's get out of here. So next week, let's see. I don't have anything lined up as far as like what I want to play. I want to try and get something new. You actually said something about naughty games. That reminded me. Wait, somebody just showed up. Who just came in? Because if whoever just came in wants to play, I'll stay on it. Speak up in the chat if you do. Because I'll do it with 3 people, but just the 2 people would be kind of... I'll give it a second before I hit exit. But yeah, for next week, I was thinking, I don't know for sure, I can't say, but there's a new or newish Leisure Suit Larry game out. I don't know how raunchy it is, but it's one of those, it's not like the game I was talking about a minute ago, but it's got like lots of crude humor. Or the old games did, the ones from when I was a kid did. And the new one, I assume, follows suit with that, so. Alright, I don't know who just came in, but Dang's speaking up, so I'm gonna exit. Going once. Going twice. You lose. Alright, so yeah, there's a few of you in here left. It's a Jacob AMA now. Yeah. I had to do that one time with my, I think the first time I tried to stream Killer Instinct and the copyright protection kept on like freezing the game. So I just sat here and talked for like a fucking hour, which I can do that, man. If anything else, I have the gift of gab. I can just talk. That's why I was like a podcast. I think of that, and people are like, "Oh man, what would you talk about for an hour or 2 or however long a podcast is?" I'm like, I feel fairly confident I'll be able to find something. Even that's why one of the other reasons I wanted to have somebody do it with me, because especially, I mean, I could sit here and talk to a fucking wall for an hour, but if I got somebody there with me, oh man, that conversation could go on for fucking ever. I will not run out of things to talk about. Believe that. Which is odd because like out in the real world, if you meet me, like, and we don't know each other and we have like no history or anything, you meet me, I'm like super quiet. I'm probably not going to say anything. So like some people think that I'm like mean because I just don't talk much. Like at my work now, I've been there for a couple of months now. How long? Yeah, I guess a few months now. And I really just don't talk to anybody. I go to work, I do my job, and I go home. It takes me a long time to start opening up to people, and I think a lot of it is because typically the people I run into don't share a lot of the same interests I do, and I'll start like nerding out on something, which to be clear, I think you can nerd out on anything. Nerding out does not mean it's a nerdy thing. It just means you're like really into something, but I'll start like really deep diving, talking about something and get going, and then I always get those looks like people are like, like, what are you? Whoa, man, you're taking it too far. So I usually just don't talk until I start opening up to people. But that's why I started a YouTube channel. So I could talk to a fucking camera. But let's see. What's my favorite beer? Antonio asks. I don't really drink that much anymore. Once, like I've said before, I'm not opposed to it. I just don't really I just don't come into opportunities to do it very often. But when I did drink, I drank Corona or Bud Light Lime because it's like Corona. I like it. It's, I don't know why. I mean, a lot of beer tastes kind of the same. I'm not a big fan of like pale ales and stuff like that, but I do like Corona and like lime flavored kind of beers and stuff like that. I'm not big Guinness hat. Yeah, I've had Guinness. I think I remember liking that. I remember liking it pretty good. Antonia said, I got in trouble for telling a girl she was beautiful once. Yeah, man, that's the other thing. That's another part. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I've always been like that. I've always just been kind of, if I'm in a situation where I don't know anybody, I just keep to myself. It's weird though, because like if I'm in a situation like a new job or when I was in school, like a new school, or if I'm in a place where I just don't know anybody, I'll like just be really quiet, keep to myself. But if I know people like really well, you can't get me to shut the fuck up. But I could be in a situation like when I worked in, before I do what I do now, like years ago, I worked in the restaurant the restaurant industry for years. I was in management and I'm a trained chef and all that, but I worked in that business for a long time, and I worked for a large a very large chain at one point, and we went to it's 2008. The reason I remember that is because it was the night that Obama got elected. I remember that because there were people in Atlanta just going around like screaming their minds out, losing their minds. But anyway, neither here nor there. I went to Atlanta to a convention, and this was a very large company, and it was a convention in a convention hall on a big stage in front of like something like 6,000 people. And I didn't know any of. I mean, I may have known like like a couple of them out in the audience somewhere, but I didn't know any of them. And they put me on stage because I had won these awards and stuff, and I had done. There's a couple of things I did, but I got to go up on stage and I had to talk for a bit. I felt totally comfortable. I was cool with it. People like freak out and they're like, "Oh, I get in front of people. I don't know." Like, it's weird. Like, if I'm in a room with 5 people, I will clam up and not say a fucking word and feel so nervous. You put me in front of, like, on a stage or something in front of, like, 1,000 people, I don't care. It's almost like it's so much and so many. It's like, oh, well. Like, when I was in college, I took theater and I did a lot of plays and stuff, and people would be, like, freaking out about going out there in front of, like, a couple of hundred people, and I was just like, what does it matter, man? I mean, it's so many people at that point. Who cares? You know, I think it's like if I have a purpose, I've always been able to talk in front of people and had no problem with it. If I have a purpose, if I have to go there and that's my purpose is to go talk to people, I can do that. But if I'm just like at a social gathering, like zip, you know, it's fucking weird. But yeah, like you said, you got in trouble for telling somebody that they were beautiful once, especially nowadays, man. It's really, you can't talk to anybody, and you gotta like second guess and proofread and send through like the legal department everything you're gonna say. Everything that comes out of your mouth could be a fucking liability nowadays. I hate that shit. You can't just like speak your mind, and I mean, because there's somebody out there everywhere who's gonna take offense to something you could say. I mean, it's like you can't just talk anymore, and it's fucking crazy. To compliment a girl isn't harassment. No, it's not. I mean, and that's actually I've taken harassment courses over the years because I was in management for a long time, and it is not to tell someone because that type of thing has come up quite a bit, to tell someone, hey, I think it depended on the circumstances and like your level and their level, of course, but like in most situations, to give someone a compliment is not harassment. Harassment is when it's excessive, or if they express to you, this makes me uncomfortable, or, you know, thanks, but don't, in some way, and you continue, that's when it technically becomes harassment. So but not nowadays. Nowadays, if you look at somebody, it's like, why'd you look at me like that? Oh, you looked at me like that because they create like this whole story as to why you looked at them or something. It's fucking crazy. Let's see. Short Sweet said, yeah, at work they're very serious about sexual harassment situations. They are in a lot of places now. Like they don't play about that shit. And it's like any complaint, places are so uptight about that stuff now. And I mean, if somebody's truly being harassed, okay, yeah, I get it. Or if someone's being like discriminated against or something like that, yeah, absolutely, that's not cool. That shouldn't happen. But it's grown to the effect to where it's like you can't freely just go say something to anyone because who knows how the fuck they're going to take it. It's I don't know. I'm not real super hype, super thrilled about that aspect of the world that we live in right now. It makes people like me just not want to open up at all, ever. We were talking about how patients harass her at our job. It was on Facebook and the 4th of July, and I said it on an off day. And then I walked into a meeting at work the next day. I wasn't like getting at her. I left the job over that. Holy shit. See, that's fucked up, man. You got to leave a job over something like that. Hey, you're not even at work. You're away from work. I mean, because you said one thing. Or even if you said 2 things, you know? I mean, you know, the the definition of it is, being in excess. Or, I mean, yes, there's some things that are just inappropriate out the gate. But, I mean, just to compliment someone, it's crazy. You can't even do that anymore. It's crazy to be accused of that. I know. I've always been really wary of that, and a lot of that is because a great deal of my career I was in management, and I was usually one of the higher managers, at least within the facility I was in. So I have always kind of been very hands off with a lot of my employees. There was a period of time years ago, before I was married again, actually between marriages, that I kind of like wilded out and had a lot of fun with my employees and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was very like distant. Not like we talked, me and my employees talked and stuff like that, and we had a good time while we were at work. But I had a very distinct line, so I never put myself, or I would never have been put into a situation like that. But that was because I was my role. If I had been like at everyone else's, level, not that I was any better, but, professionally at their level, then I probably would have caught some of that too. I saw some people I knew that got harassment claims, and you could tell they were just like, what? And I mean, that just kind of like, because that shit can fuck with people. Like I knew a guy who got a harassment claim. It wasn't even from the person that they said it was from other people. And like, of course, you know how people chit chat at work and shit like that. And like these people got together and started saying, oh, like this manager and this person, they're off like fucking and doing this and that and whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think they were. I mean, who knows what people do in their free time? If they were, that's their business. I don't care. But the claim wasn't even coming from either of the two people supposedly involved. It was coming from other people talking smack, and then like HR came in and all that, and I was like, man, this guy, like his wife caught wind of it, and I honestly don't think he was doing anything, but that can like ruin somebody's life. That can screw up their life, just people like talking shit and making false claims. But did you see my podcast question? No. Where? I must have overlooked it. I'm looking. Oh, will your podcast have a theme? Yeah, it's gonna focus like my channel. My channel's themed around, I guess technically entertainment, but mostly movies. I mean, this thing I do on Wednesdays is really the only game centric thing I do. I have some game reviews that I did a while back because I was gonna do both game reviews and movie reviews, but game reviews they're just too much to keep up. When I was only doing like 1 or 2 videos a week, I could sometimes keep up with it, but I don't believe in like reviewing something without having fully experienced it. So if I hadn't played a game all the way through, I wasn't gonna review it. So that became like reviewing games just was too much, that and the movie reviews and stuff. So I just started doing strictly movies. The podcast, will probably primarily be focused around movies and that part of the industry, but we'll probably talk some games here or there, but I'd say that it'll probably be about 80 or 90% movie related, and then maybe a little bit of game stuff thrown in there here or there, something big's going on. I can't necessarily say every week we're going to be talking about games, but it's going to be that, mostly movie related. If I had to give it a name, I'd say it'd be a movie podcast, talking about what's going on in Hollywood, or what's coming, what's not, what we think about this. One of the way that I've still got to talk to the guy who's going to be doing it with me, but one of the predominant ideas I have is each week we're going to have like news and stuff we're going to talk about, and then a large chunk of it is going to be each week or 2 weeks, I'm not sure how often we're going to do it, but we're going to have a movie that maybe we watched and we might like deep dive on it or something like that, or something about, we'll have a discussion point, a broader discussion point for the week, after the news side of things, talking about what's going on in that world, what's coming, what's happening, anything noteworthy. We're going to try and keep it light and just have a good time with it. I'm not one to get like super deep or talk about bad stuff. I don't like that. I want to try and keep keep things as positive as much as possible. Everybody is so overly sensitive about everything these days. Yes, they are. You know what? I'm gonna. Who said that? Short and sweet. I'm gonna agree and disagree with you. My instinct. I'm gonna say that. How can I put it? I'm gonna say the world is way too overly sensitive about everything and touchy and just like the world makes it to where you can't say or do anything without some type of repercussion, and you're being a bane to somebody's existence. But I don't think people, for the most part, are. I think it's a vocal minority. I think it's the people that get heard have swayed like the direction of the world. But I think most people, because most people I talk to, once you get to talking to them, they're like, yeah, man, I feel like I can't say anything. Like, you can't look at somebody, you can't talk to somebody, you got to watch everything you say. I find more people that feel that way, and not just here where I live, but like across, just talking to people online even, there's more people that feel that way than not. But the thing is, the feel to the world right now is that, you know, you're going to be chastised if you say like one wrong word, or if you refer to somebody as the wrong pronoun or something like that. You know, if you slip, you got to like proofread everything you say before you say it. But I feel like a lot of people feel that way. So it makes me feel like it's just the news, and I'm not getting into that whole thing, but like, you know, I think it's a vocal minority that's just kind of made everyone think that's how the world is going right now. I don't think that most people feel that way, but I think most people think other people feel that way because it's kind of being portrayed that way out in the world. I don't know. Who the hell am I? Of course, I am indeed the guy in this picture, and the girl was different than me, so not to play that card, but just had no reason why she would do that. Yeah, man, I know. And that sucks. That really sucks that you have to leave a job. It sounds like, I mean, maybe this is just me trying to make it sound better. It sounds like that job probably wasn't for you anyway. Like, you probably didn't want to be there. If those are the types of policies and politics they're going to have. I don't know. Maybe you love that job. I hope maybe you went on to something better and brighter. And, you know, when you get hit with things like that, because I've been in the middle, I wasn't directly targeted, but I have been in just, it wasn't a harassment thing, but accusations. I've been in a thing where like a group of people, I was part of a group of people, but actually I was absolved eventually. But I was part of a group of people, it was actually all of management at this place, that was being accused of things by a group of employees. And I knew I hadn't done anything. I knew I was cool. I didn't do these things they were talking about. And I was actually quickly singled out. Well, me and one other guy were singled out as no, not them, as everybody else. But like, I had to like sit down with HR and all this, and like, it's like you feel like you've done something wrong, but you didn't do shit wrong. It's crazy. I mean, I remember feeling that way. I remember sitting there like going home and just feeling bad, and I'm like, but I didn't do anything. Why do I feel like this? It's because they made me feel like I had done something wrong, but I had no fucking clue what it was, because I didn't. Tonio said, oh man, I'd love to be a guest one day. Maybe, man, we'll see. I mean, hell yeah. Well, not maybe, for sure. I don't know. It's not like I have like a big long guest list or anything. I got a couple of people in mind that maybe I'll extend an offer to. But I do plan on having guests, if not every show, maybe every other show or something like that. I don't know. Still ironing all that stuff out. I'm trying to get as much, the guy I'm going to be doing it with, we've already talked about it some, but I'm trying to get as much concrete stuff down as possible. I don't have a ton of free time, so that I can like present it to him and be like, all right, here, bam, and then we'll probably have like a brainstorming session. And that's how I am. Once we get there, once we do that, which I'm hoping will be like probably this week or next week at some point, once we sit down and do that, and he and I actually like talk about stuff, I know right then I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm ready to do this now. And that's just how I am. So I'm gonna want to like jump on it pretty much immediately. Short Sweet said, really looking forward to your podcast. I think it's going to be Great, can't wait. Well, I hope it is. I hope so. We'll find out. I'll give it a college try. That's for sure. I'll try. We'll do it for a. I'm at least gonna commit to a handful of episodes and see how it's received and how I feel about it. I mean, if I go into it and I'm like, oh, this is nothing like I thought it was gonna be, then I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty hard-headed though. I set out to do something like this whole YouTube thing. Everybody who knew me, they're like, oh yeah, let him get it out of his system. Well, 300 videos later. You're working at a place like the game. Like what game? Oh yeah. Yeah. Trevor. Yeah. What was it? Phantasmagoria 2. That's right. Yeah. No, I'm kind of working at a place like that now. Well, no, not like that sounds bad. Well, yeah, I actually am. Like, not me, because I don't really talk to anybody, but like, a lot of the people there have lots of let's say relations. We'll just say that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. They're all in everybody's business. Well, yeah, I have an office alone. That's cool. Right now, it's nothing like I thought it would be. I've had an office before I got into the food industry. Well, actually, I was in a different business, and I had an office all to myself, too. It got really quiet. I got really bored. But I ain't gonna lie, it had its pluses and minuses. Right now, I'm in a cubicle. It's a really big fucking cubicle with really big walls, though. It's almost like I'm all by myself, except one side's open, but only one person can see me. But that's because the place we're at right now is temporary because our campus got hit with a tornado back in before I worked there, but I knew people that worked there. I think it was right before COVID hit. It's like January, February, something like that. It like decimated the campus and the 3 buildings that we have. So now they've rebuilt them, and we're supposed to be going back there. And at that point, I may have my own office, or I might. I know it won't be like it is now. I'm not going to be like shoved in a cubicle, but I'm going to have an office, but I might share it with 1 or 2 other people, which is cool with me. Well, what time is it? It is 11:40 my time. It's cool having people to talk to. It is. I mean, if you got good people to talk to, depending on who those people are, I guess. Like the people I work with, I mean, they're not all bad. Some of them are cool, but there's a few of them I can tell. I'm like, yeah, you shifty. You're gonna, if I say something, you're gonna take what I say, twist it around, and go talk shit behind my back. So I just don't talk to those people. All right, well, let's see. I'm trying to think if I got anything special coming up on the channel. There's not really anything big coming out right now. I have reviews I'm doing. I actually watched a really funny movie that I had no idea about. It's got a good bit of well-known comedians in it. Review of that's coming out in the next few days. It's kind of a raunchy comedy. And it's pretty funny so far. Wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst. It was better than I thought it would be. That and there's a movie I'm watching tomorrow. I meant to watch it last night, but the whole Xbox thing happened, so I was with that all night. A new Nicolas Cage movie that looks so fucking batshit insane, and I have a feeling this movie is going to be either fucking terrible or it's going to be one of the most epic movies I've ever seen, but it is definitely going to be batshit crazy, I can tell. Nicolas Cage is in it, so you know it's going to be a little crazy, but he's doing full, from what I could tell in the trailers, he's going full Nick Cage, so I'm looking forward to that. Next week, what am I doing? I know my next video game movie review is Need for Speed. Well, we got I projected all those out, by the way. Anybody who follows that series of video game movie reviews that I've been doing for almost 2 years now. The last one, it will end in February. If I continue on doing one a week like I've been doing, I will have reviewed every single video game movie ever made, with the exception of anime. There's so many of those, I didn't include them. With the exception of anime, Japanese anime, and some really obscure shit over in like China. It's not over here, but all theatrically released video game movies, I will have them all reviewed in, I think, early February it was. Yeah, and there's only one projected to come out in theaters between now and then. That's Monster Hunter. And I'll work that one in. Beyond that, I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I don't know if I have anything big coming out in the next few weeks. I don't recall anything. Oh, that new Santa Claus movie. I was already supposed to see it, but I missed my opportunity. So I hope to see that in the next couple of days. The one with Mel Gibson, Fat Man. Kind of like I guess it's a action comedy, kind of like surreal comedy. It reminded me, the trailer reminded me of like if they took that whole idea, if you've seen the movie Scrooge from the 80s. It's a great Christmas movie, by the way. But how they had like that commercial for like Santa Claus with Lee Majors in the beginning, if you took that and made it into a movie. That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, that's a movie. That's a real movie. I'll be watching that in the next couple of days. I don't know, next week, I'm going to try and find something original. I don't know what. I'm going to try and find something fun for next week. Something laid back but fun. He's not here and he didn't show up tonight. I'm sure I know why, but Ryan from Nerdy Blurb TV, I don't know if the couple of you that are here are familiar with him, but check out his channel. He's got a new game show he's been working on for literally years that he's just, the first episode just went live tonight. And he's had like these trailers and things about fantasy leagues and all that coming up the past couple of weeks. But the first episode, it's like a trivia game show, but he treats it almost like it's like you're watching a sportscast thing. I haven't watched it. I'm going to watch it when I get off of here. But the first episode for season 1, and he's already done, well, I'm not going to say, I don't know what he wants me to say, but he's got a lot. He's got a lot done for this show. For like, it's got like a long reach. But yeah, check that out because eventually you might, I mean, I can't confirm nor deny anything, but you may. I would say there's probably a really good chance you would see a familiar face on there. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. I mean, so yeah, check it out and just follow that. It's called Nostalgia Wars. Nostalgia Wars. His channel is called Nerdy Blurb TV. He's talking about getting it put like on other platforms and stuff, like not just a YouTube channel. It's really high quality stuff. I mean, like it's not some cheap shit. This is like some legit, looks like some stuff you'd see on TV. He did an awesome job with it. It's not just him. It's him and a few people, but he's like the main one there. But yeah, check that out. First episode went up tonight. He's got a great channel and that's a really great show. Yeah, man, that's it. Hopefully the podcast will be going live in the next couple of weeks. I'll let you guys know. The first one, like I said, will be pre-recorded. Just kind of iron out any kinks. And then after that, it'll go live every time. And we're going to try and figure out a structure that works for us and that works for you guys. And maybe work out some early access or maybe some like, we're thinking about having like a after hours kind of thing afterwards. Just like a chat thing, but only for like, I don't know. We're still working a lot of it out. We're going to figure something out and do something cool. But yeah, that's it. I know this is a smaller podcast and it was podcast. This is a smaller stream this week. Kind of all over the place. Part of it was pre-recorded with that whole unboxing. Hope you guys enjoyed that at least some. But thanks for coming out. What are you saying? Is your set an entire room? No. No, not really. No, man, you're good. It says, I'm sorry. I know you want to leave. It's not that. Jacob, did you see my movie request for Spontaneous about young people just blowing up? Oh yeah. I'm glad you said that, Short. I remember seeing a comment where you said that, and I've fallen way behind on my comments. I don't know if you guys ever comment on my stuff. I've been trying to keep up with them, but I keep falling behind, and like I'm commenting like a week behind sometimes even more than that. I feel really bad about that. I like to try and comment as soon as they happen, but I don't have the time that I used to. But I gotta figure that out. But yeah, I did. I saw you commented and you said, "Hey, check this movie out." And I was looking for that the other day because I couldn't remember what video you commented that on, and I couldn't find that because I remember thinking that because when I was doing my Rent-A-Pal review, because I remember I originally wasn't going to do that. I like that movie, but I just couldn't fit it in. But then I had stuff that opened up, and I was like, okay, why not? Let's do it. And I was thinking of you about that. So yeah, Spontaneous. I'll look that up. Do you know if it's out yet, or is it been out? Is it like a small movie? I haven't heard of that. That seems cool. I didn't know it was about people that spontaneously combust. It's like a comedy, or I'll look that up after this. Just want to know if I put it on my list. Yeah, I'll put it on the list. I've got some. There's not really anything big coming. December is not a big month for releases until the very end. For like Christmas Day, they just announced Wonder Woman 84 is coming out, and there's something else. That Monster Hunter movie is supposed to come out one day, but that's just 2 movies in a 30-day month. So, yeah, I'm sure I could be able to work it in. No worries about the late comments. It's understandable. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was trying to answer that. Antonio, no, I don't mind. If you guys have got questions, ask. I'll answer them. I don't mind at all. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I will talk to a wall for hours on end if I can, if you let me. But no, what do you ask? Is my set an entire room? No, it's not. And if you check, there's a live stream I did. I'm not trying to get views or anything, but just because I'm not in a spot where I can right now, I actually show it's a shitty view with a shitty camera, but I show my set like pulled back from I think it's my 2-year anniversary, 1,000 subscriber 2-year anniversary live stream happened in September, middle of September. Look, if you look at that one closer to the end, somebody asked about my set and what it looked like, and I showed it's in a ridiculously small room. It wasn't originally a room. Like my my house is like, it's 3 stories, but it's not. That makes it sound like it's really big. It's a tri-level. There's like an upstairs, and then there's like this middle floor that's like the main living, and then there's this downstairs. It used to be like a huge garage, I think, and now it's just like this ginormous room. But in this room, there was like it's all open, like a flat, and there's like this hallway area, kind of sort of like a hallway, and that's where the laundry room is. And that was the only place I had in the house that I could do it. And that's where, if you look at my old videos, before I had the background I do now, they're in the same location. I used to be, there's a window there at the end of that hall, and I used to just be, that's where my desk was, and I did it sitting in front of my desk. All I did was take my camera and go like that and put it in the corner, and now everything's coming out of the corner. Right beyond the borders, like on this side of my set, is my laundry room. It's like a every day when I'm shooting videos, I'm looking at dirty laundry and baskets and like my washer and dryer. It's a really small area. Right off of screen this way is a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine. And it got to the point where like my cats and everybody in the house like would be messing with my stuff, and it got annoying. So I actually built a wall because it was just a hallway. So I built a whole wall and installed a door that closed all that off. It's a very small room, but I mean, it's what I got right now. Whenever we move, I've already said that's a stipulation. I have to have an office. I want a room that is all mine. and I will expand that out. But if you check that live stream closer to the end, I think it is one of the last things I do because I had to move the camera. Somebody asked about it, and I moved the camera back and show it. It doesn't look great, but it gives you an idea of how small the area is. I could only go back so much. And that live stream looked terrible too because I was doing it downstairs and I was using this camera, but I was using my lights from down there, and it washed everything out. But you can still see it, and you can get a better look at my set, studio, whatever we call it. Yeah, it's a comedy and it's already out. Oh, okay, cool. Well, if it's already out, I'll check that out. I'll go look for it after I get done on here. I have a great set. Hey, man, thanks. I get compared. I said it in that stream too. I get a lot of people saying that I ripped off Chris Stuckman's set. Like, they come on and, like, I don't think my style is anything like Chris Stuckman's. I mean, mad respect to him. I mean, the guy's got almost 2 million subscribers, and he's one of the old guard here on YouTube, movie reviews. Him and, like, Jeremy Johns and Flick Pick. But I didn't steal his set. He's not the only person to sit in front of shelves with memorabilia and movies on them and talk about movies. You know how many fucking people do that? But, I mean, there are some similarities, like we're both in a corner, but he's not the only one to do that either. But I get that in comments all the fucking time. But given the very small area I have, that's all I could do. I did not set out to do that. I remember when I set that set up, I was just kind of like going with it, being like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and then it was all done. I didn't even think about it. I think it's the blue lights. I've got these blue LED lights that like glow, and the lights actually change other colors. And initially, I wanted to do green because I kind of like green's my favorite color, and I got like a green motif going on. But green just doesn't show up. No color because I tried changing the color of the lights because I got that a lot, and I think it is that blue light because he has blue lights on his too. But that's because blue, if you look at everybody's, just about everybody uses blue LEDs because they're the ones that show up on camera the most. Other ones just don't show up that much unless you have like blindingly bright ones. But I get the Chris Stuckman comparison a lot. But I feel like if you watch my videos, you'd find my style is not like Chris Stuckman's at all. But I guess my set has similarities, so apparently I ripped him off. It's a small movie, but the trailer looks well made and acted. Cool. Did you reach the amount of hours for monetization? Yes. Could you share a bit how it has... I'm sorry, the screen's like far away, so I'm going to duck down. Okay. Edgar said, did you reach the amount of hours for monetization? Could you share a bit how it's been since you reached 1K? It seems like not too long ago, and now you have 240 more. Congrats again. Thanks. I did. I hit the amount of hours for monetization about a week. I think it was about a week after. It was either a week after or it was right there. It was right at the same time. And I think that told me one thing, because I'd heard people say, oh, it's designed that way because if you have natural progression, you should hit the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours around the same time. And so that made me feel good. I was like, okay, well, I guess I had a natural progression. But I hit it within a week, and they were pretty quick about it. I had already you can fill out all the stuff to get monetized with one subscriber. I mean, you can fill it out as soon as you can. They just won't look at it or approve you. Once you hit 1,000 in that 4,000, they sent me a message probably, it was a few days after I did that. I got a message saying, hey, you're being, you hit the threshold and we're going to check you out. And it was probably, I could look on Twitter because I remember posting something about it because there's another channel called Mainly Movies, Alyssa at Mainly Movies. She and I both of us got the message on the same day because we both hit 1,000 around the same time. and both of us got approved on the same day. I think it wasn't even quite a week. It was a few days shy of a week. They approved me. I've heard horror stories of people waiting like months, but I don't know if it does that anymore. But yeah, I'm at about like 240, 250, something like that since then. My progression before, when I was doing a video every day before I started the job I'm at now, I was putting out more content. I was gaining somewhere in the neighborhood of around a little over 100 a month. No, it was a little bit more than that. It varied, but as I grew more each month, but I was getting a little bit more than 100. Now, since I dropped down to only doing a few videos a week because of my job, or every other day, I didn't really stop. My growth is about the same, but I've grown more. So I think if I was still making videos every single day, I would be making more subscribers, if that makes any sense. But I mean, I'm happy with the 240. It's cool. I mean, yeah, of course, I'd love to be at like 20,000 or something like that. But the bigger you get, the more subscribers you get, the more you will start to grow quicker. You get just more coverage. That is one thing the algorithm does look at. I'm fairly sure that how many subscribers you have, views, things like that, and it'll start promoting you a bit more. I still don't get promoted a ton, but I do know that I get a lot more, comparably speaking, a lot more exposure now than I did when I was like, under 500, stuff like that. What was the rest of your question? What's it been like since I hit 1,000? It's been, I was really excited when it happened. It was great. It was a milestone, my first big milestone I wanted for, everybody wants the 500 and all that, and that's great. But the 1,000, that was like the big one. That's the holy grail when you start YouTube, is hit that 1,000 subscribers. And it was really cool, and I was really excited. I was really proud and just super hyped about it. And then the monetization was really cool. It was kind of like, wow, I didn't expect it to happen that fast. But really, after that, nothing. I mean, it's not. I've just kept trucking along. I set a new goal. I set a new goal looking forward, and I said, all right, now I want to hit this. Now it's more of a I have a goal, which I'll keep to myself, but before the goal was just hit 1,000. Now I want to hit a goal by a certain time. So, I think you should always, every goal you should set a little bit higher than the last one, but obtainable at the same time. If I was able to make videos every single day like I was a couple of months ago, then I think that I'd probably be closer to 1,500 by now, I bet. I bet I could have grown to 1,500. I'm not tooting my own horn there. I just, content is king. I mean, you want to put out quality content, but, the more you have out there, the more can get seen. That's just math. Seems like not too long ago, now you have 240. Yeah. And I'm super appreciative of every one of those 240. It's not like I stop. I still look at my subscriber count every day. I still look and see who subscribed, if it'll let me see. And I'm appreciative for when I only get 1 or 2 subscribers. I'm thrilled. I'm not the type who, I'm past 1,000 now, I don't even notice. So I notice every one of them. I know what my subscriber count is all the time because I look at it. I'm religiously look at my analytics. That was one thing. If you're asking as far as what I suggest you do, to grow your channel, which I don't know if I'm the best for that, but if that's what you're looking for, then look at your analytics. They'll tell you what you're doing right, or they'll tell you what you're doing right for the audience you have. If the audience you have is the audience you want, then look at your analytics, and it'll tell you what's really jiving with them, and that's what you want to do. You want to do more of that. Unless you don't. I mean, if you're happy with what you're doing and it's not jiving with everybody, then that's not the audience you want. What you don't want to do is start doing things that you're not interested in and you don't have a passion for. I'm not going to specifically say what it is, but I saw a trend about a year, it wasn't quite a year ago, May, June, maybe not quite that bad. At the beginning of this year, I saw a trend. I saw a thing I could have done that could have probably helped me grow my channel much quicker. I saw a type of video I could have been doing that would have definitely gave me a lot of views. But it's not the kind of content I wanted to do. You need to realize that whatever channel you grow, that's the channel you're stuck with. So if you're putting content out you're not in love with, and you're just doing it to get subscribers and views and all that, and then you're like, oh, when I get to a certain size, I'll turn into this kind of channel. Well, you can do that, but you'll lose all those subscribers. Or you'll lose a lot of the subscribers too. You can't. People subscribe to you because they like the content you're making. So if you change what kind of content you're making, then that's not what they came for. So just be honest and like true to yourself, if you will. That sounds really cheesy, but just do that. This is a slow process. If anybody tells you any differently, they're fucking lying. Unless you have a gaming channel. If you have a gaming channel, that shit can blow up overnight. I've thought many times to just have a fucking like gaming channel, because you can like gain the shit out of some subscribers by having a fucking gaming, like a 100% totally gaming focused channel. Oh man, get the fuck out, Stuckman. I wouldn't say that. I watched, I still do, Chris Stuckman for a long time. I mean, I think I'm a small YouTuber in the same place. I don't like talking about other YouTubers that do the same stuff, but I don't think I still enjoy his work, but I don't think he's the Chris Stuckman that he was 5 years ago. And that's cool. I mean, people evolve. They move on to other things. I know from watching his videos, he has other things that he does now. And, I mean, right on. More power to him. But he still does good work. And like I said, he is one of the big daddies here on the platform. But I don't think he's the same Chris Stuckman from 5 years ago or before. That's like my sheriff going against that SpongeBob. Oh, me and yeah, I know what you're talking about. That wasn't that was Mr. Krabs. We aren't on his level. Yeah, exactly. And that's cool. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not wanting to be at 2 million subscribers, but that's not what I'm after. As far as like subscriber count and stuff like that and views, I don't think there's a couple other questions there, but I don't think anybody's asked that. But what I am after, because I've had that question before, people are like, oh, how many do you want to get to? What do you want to be a million subscribers? You want to be rich on YouTube? I'm not wanting to be rich on YouTube. I mean, I'm not going to turn it down either, but I'm way, 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 way far away from that. But no, I would be totally happy if I could supplement my current income, which is not the most money I've ever made. I used to make a lot more money, but I made a conscious decision to be happy and take a pay cut. But I could still support my family with what I make. If I could make what I make now doing YouTube, I would do it full time in a fucking heartbeat. I would love to do this full time. And that's it. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to be rich. I need to just be able to pay my bills, be comfortable, and buy some things when I want them, and support my family. Edgar said, I agree with what you said. Your style is nothing at all like Stuckman. Thank you. I really like that you seem very upbeat and fresh, like hungry to grow, you know. Yeah, and that's you don't want to get, because it's happened to all of it. It's happened to me. I know that. You don't want to get stagnant, complacent. And that's like this podcast I was talking about. I don't think you were in here yet, Edgar, but I don't know if I've said it on some other parts of my channel before, but I'm starting a podcast in the next few weeks. And that's why, because I want to keep things fresh. I don't want to do so much to my channel to where it's constantly changing so people don't know what to expect from it. But I do always want to evolve. I want to do something new that keeps me interested. And what keeps me interested keeps me, like, new things, and trying something new keeps me excited and interested. I love doing the movie reviews, but I want to do more. Like, that's why I do this Retro Wednesday thing where I talk about games and stuff like that and play games and things. interact with you guys. I love that. And the podcast seems like a really good time. It's something I want to try and hopefully succeed with, and hopefully it helps grow the channel some more. So, you want to just do stuff that keeps you interested in it. Do stuff that makes you happy. Don't ever do anything. I mean, on this platform, I am, by the way, I am not the person like the beacon of success on this platform or anything, but I would say I try and live by don't ever do anything because somebody else wants you to do it because you want to. I mean, if your goals align with someone else's that wants you to do something, okay, fine, but don't change your style or do things because other people want you if you don't want to. Stay true to yourself, and that's when you're going to get the best content you can have. The thing with the set, I guess, is because he is the biggest with this. Yeah, he is. And that's the thing, because, I mean, everybody, probably anybody who's looked up, put the words movie review or review in the search bar on YouTube, has at least seen his thumbnails. I mean, he's big, like him and Jeremy Johns. Those are the two really just big ones. They've been on this platform forever. Much respect to them. They have done the grind, and they deserve all the success they have. But yeah, if you have anything similar to them, then you're going to be probably called out by people about it. It's not rampant, like every video I get comments about it, but I do every now and then. It's like it comes in waves. Like every now and then I'll get a couple of them back to back to back, and I'm like, Jesus, I'm not Chris Stuckman. Stop it. I hate when people bring that up. People are always wanting to bust someone's balls about one thing or another. Yep. That's true. It goes back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago in the world. Everybody's looking for the negative, looking for something to say about somebody, or that you said or did this or that or whatever. Antonio said, I wish I could upload more myself. These damn jobs. Yeah. And of course, I would love to do this full time. And you asked me right now, do you think you could do it full time? Yeah, I could. I mean, everybody says that, but I think there is a natural progression to this whole entire thing. I think that when I started this in September of 2018, if just somehow, say I won the lottery, or I won, if I just came into a whole bulk of money and I was able to do YouTube right out the gate, or I don't know, that's not a good example. Say I released some crazy cat video or something and overnight gained 500,000 subscribers or 100,000, so just some massive amount, and I had right out the gate had a viewer base, I would have failed. I needed this time. I needed that time to get to where I am now, and I need this time to get where I'll be then. Sure, I want more. You always want to have that hunger and that thirst for more. But this is a good thing, It's like, oh my God, it takes forever. But you get there, you have to hone your skills. And I'm by no means perfect or where I need to be. There's lots of things I see and I want to improve on. But when I look back at my old videos, which I totally, if all of you guys in here that are content creators, I strongly recommend, it's weird, but you get used to it. I strongly recommend periodically going back and looking at your previous videos. Watch your own content, because you're going to be your harshest critic. Watch your old content. Look at it and see what you did right, see what you did wrong, what you need to improve on. Watch your videos. I don't watch every one of my videos. I mean, I watch every one of them before I put them out, but give some time and then go back and look, and you'll be able to see your progression there. But you'll also be able to see some things and be like, oh, you know what? I like that I did that. I want to bring that back. Or, man, don't ever fucking do that shit again, because that sucked. But when I look at my videos from 2018, man, they were fucking terrible. There was a passion there. I'd like to think that there still is, but they're terrible. If I was given the opportunity to have a big platform and a lot of people that would listen to me at that point, I would have bombed. Nobody wants to see that. So I think that you need that time. I needed those 2 years to grow myself and figure out who I was and what I was going to do on here. And just wherever I am in 2 more years, I need the time up until then to do that and grow and become that person. You gotta earn it. I gotta earn those people to hit that little red button. Terrific's back. What's up, Terrific? Somehow we just ended up me talking. It's all good though. Antonio said, I like dead meat. Okay. I'm glad to have found your channel, though. Genuine guy, wholesome attitude. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if the words wholesome have ever been used when describing me, so thanks. I'm foul-mouthed wholesome. Thanks for keeping it real. No problem, man. Thanks for keeping it real yourself. Hell Knight #1 is here. How many Uwe Boll films have you seen in the theater? Oh, somebody who knows my videos. How many Uwe Boll movies have I seen in theaters? Let's see. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I saw not Alone in the Dark. I saw House of the Dead in theaters, so that's one. I saw, what was his next one? Blood Rain in theaters. The Blood Rain sequels didn't release in theaters, but I didn't see them anyway. Not until I did this series. I saw Postal. Did I see Postal in theaters? I know I wanted to see Postal in theaters. I honestly cannot remember if I saw Postal in theaters or not. I know I wanted to, but it was really difficult to see that movie in theaters. I think I did, so that's like a 2.5. I did not want to see Alone in the Dark in theaters because by that point I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And this movie looks terrible. I'm forgetting a movie he made. In the Name of the King. I saw that in theaters. So that's what did I say? We're 4? I feel like there's another one of his movies I saw in theaters. So at least 4, maybe 5, which that's a lot for Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll, man, he's made movies that aren't based on video games. By the way, he's made some other movies. He has a series that's actually considered to be good called Rampage, the Rampage series of movies. I think there's 3 of them. I've seen one of them. I saw the first one, and I saw it like in passing, like it was playing somewhere while I was at like a get-together or party or something like that. And I remember it not, I mean, from what I remember, it wasn't too bad, but it has nothing to do with video games, not like the Rampage video game. It's about some guy who like loses his shit and goes on a rampage. And they apparently made 3 of them, but those are supposedly, because I think they're political commentaries. Apparently when he does that, when he does the whole political commentary thing, he does a good job, I guess. I don't know, because he had another movie that somebody said wasn't too bad either that was like that. I haven't seen that one, though, but yeah, Rampage series, Uwe Boll. I mean, he knows how to make a movie, apparently, just not video game movies. I've seen a lot of video game movies in movie theaters, but Uwe Boll directed ones, just those 4, I guess. I don't know, I'd have to look at the list. There might be another one. There's 4 or 5. Do you like the new live analytics? Yeah. They seem, it doesn't seem that different to me. It just seems like I get the information a little bit quicker. It doesn't seem like I have as much of I have to wait as long to get the more current information. But I mean, really, it's fine. I have noticed that some of the more up to date information isn't always concrete. It's more of an estimation. That's not the right word. Estimate. Is estimation? No, estimate. It's more of an estimate because, like, if you go back and look at some of those times, it fluctuates a bit. You're so right, Antonio. Totally agree. Those are the very reasons I subscribe to my... Oh, thanks, short and sweet. Thanks for sharing. Edgar said, thanks for sharing, man. I have to go back to editing. You and chat, have a good night. You too, man. Thanks for stopping by for a few minutes. To Edgar, believe in the motto. Make 100 crappy videos myself. I'm on number 39. Well, hopefully you don't make 100 crappy videos back to back. And I've seen your content, Antonio. It's not crappy. I lost my place. Oh. Terrific said, somehow. All right. But these videos are overly produced. What do you mean? The motto of YouTube is broadcast yourself. Nice. Teeny. Hello, Teeny. Nice to see you. Thank you. What do you mean? Which videos are overly produced? My videos? My videos are... I mean, I think I spend too much time on my videos. But I hesitate to call them overly produced. Hell Knight. Oh my god, dude. You saw 4 Uwe Boll movies in the theater. You deserve a $1,000 reward. Yeah. It may have been more. I'd have to look at my video game movie review series playlist at all the Uwe Boll, because some of them I blocked out. I meant like the videos of the big time. Oh yeah. Some of them are. There's some, I think some are keeping. You want to know who, in my opinion? No, not you. Well, thank you. In my opinion, as far as like the big guys, the big guys who are in this realm, like the movie review, entertainment kind of area, the guys that have been here for a while, the ones you look to if they're gonna like lose their edge or not give a shit anymore. The one that's like really stayed pretty consistent in my eyes is Jeremy Johns. He is probably my favorite movie reviewer. He's the most real and down to earth. And I feel like when he's telling saying his comments about a movie, he's telling it real, man. He's just saying, here's how I felt about it. And sometimes it's just like, this movie sucked, it's a piece of shit. So yeah, I mean, he uses jump cuts, I use jump cuts. That's not what inspired me to do jump cuts. What inspired me to do jump cuts is just easier. And I talk a fucking lot. Like I ramble in my videos too. And I go and go and go. And like, cause I used to take notes, very rough notes, and like kind of not go by them, but just have them as like bullet points. I don't even do that anymore. I go into all my videos cold now. And I develop what I'm going to do in my video on the fly. So sometimes my videos raw, my average video is probably about 8 minutes long. And I'd say sometimes, the vast majority of the time, the raw video is probably about 50 minutes. Maybe longer sometimes. Because I will just I'll shoot, say a bunch of stuff for like a quarter of the video, and then I'll have an idea and I'll go back, or I'll just be like, oh no, scrap all that because I want to do this now. And I'll decide that I want to like insert something or some character or do something. I don't know. I mean, like, people have Canon R6s and such, $2,800 cameras. Yeah, no, I do. I have a Canon, but it's not that expensive. I have I think it's an HR. It's not like a DSLR or anything. It's technically classified as a camcorder. I mean, it goes up to 1080p. It doesn't. I don't shoot in 4K or anything. Maybe one day, I don't know, but I'm not that concerned about 4K. Do a lot of people really watch stuff in 4K on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just am totally oblivious to it. I don't feel like a lot of people watch YouTube in 4K. I mean, if there's like a very special, specific something you're wanting to watch, maybe, but I'd like to see like some analytics, like overall, of how much of YouTube's videos are actually viewed in 4K. I bet it's not like a ton, or maybe I'm totally fucking wrong. I don't know. Tony said I like him too. If you look at the first ever video uploaded to YouTube, me at the zoo, yeah, You see how far it's really gone. Yeah, I know. From the original concept. Yeah. Well, YouTube's a different place now. It's a business now. It's very much a business. Helmet said, what do you think of the Mission Impossible franchise, or more specifically, do you like any of them? I do. That franchise has changed a lot over the years. There's the pre-JJ and post-JJ Mission Impossible movies. I like the franchise as a whole. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, man, it's 12:20. I'm going to have to go soon. But as a whole, yeah, I enjoy the franchise. The first one, I used to not like the first Mission Impossible. I saw it in theaters, and it didn't do it for me. As I got older, for some reason, I appreciated it more. I don't think it's the greatest or the strongest in the series, but I appreciated it more as I got older, and I find it entertaining now. I realized, I think it's when I was a kid, I was expecting something different. Or not a kid, but I guess I was a kid. I was a teenager. When I saw it, I was expecting something different, but now I understand they were more or less trying to emulate the TV show. But the second one, I did not like. And the second one was the one I was most hyped for, because it looked like it was going to be the coolest, and they had like John Woo and all that, and you know the commercials were really cool, and it had like Limp Bizkit doing the Mission Impossible theme, which Limp Bizkit is what they are. I mean, they're very, very early 2000s, but they still that was a pretty cool version of that song. Well, I remember it being cool. I might hear it now and cringe, but yeah, that movie that was not a good movie. I did not like Mission Impossible 2. But then, you know, it went on hiatus for a while because Mission Impossible 2 didn't do very well. And it was 2006, I guess. They had MI3. Mission Impossible 3 came out with J.J. Abrams when he was still, you know, starting to blow up. And I really liked Mission Impossible 3. I really liked the total new direction they went. Like, it was a continuation of sorts of the story, but it was almost like a soft reboot. I really liked Mission Impossible 3. What was it? Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I think, is the next one. The one where they're in Dubai. I think that was the next one. And that one was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I don't remember a lot about it except he climbed on that building. I liked that one. And then they had Rogue Nation, I think. Was that the next one? Or was that the most recent one? No, Fallout. Rogue Nation, I remember being pretty good. It didn't really seem like they took the series anywhere from there. It just seemed kind of like more still in line with the previous two movies, with 3 and Ghost Protocol. But then Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout, that came out not last year. Was it last year, year before? I don't know. That movie was fucking awesome. That movie was much better than I thought it was going to be. I'd strongly recommend anybody watch Mission Impossible Fallout. That movie was badass. I did a review. It's an old review, so I don't know how good it is. I haven't gone back and looked at that one in a while, but it's one of my earlier reviews. So yes, I do like the Mission Impossible movies. I've seen them all. It's funny because my favorite in the franchise is Mission Impossible 2. Well, you know, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so maybe like the first one, I would go back and appreciate it more now that I'm a bit older. I did see it as an adult. I was a full-on adult when I saw it, but I don't know. I just remember not being in love with it, and, you know, you hear the stuff about it. I don't know. It might be worth at some point me going back and maybe whatever the next Mission Impossible movie is, maybe I'll do like a series where I review all the Mission Impossible movies and give it a watch, and who knows, maybe I'll come back and be like, oh, you know, I really like that movie. That just happened the other day. I watched a movie. I don't want to say what it is yet because the review's not out yet, but I watched a movie that I initially, when it first came out in 2014, I saw it once, and I didn't think that very highly of it. I was just kind of like, it was okay. And then I watched it the other day, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. That was a fun movie. I really enjoyed it. So, opinions change, times change, your view on the world and things change. Same with movies, I guess. I guess that now I look at movies, I guess I've always watched movies the same way. I try not to look at movies any differently than I always have when I watch them. I try and just enjoy myself and then do the review side of things later. But you can't help, when you know you're watching something you're going to review, you can't help but look at it a bit more critically. All right, let's see. It is 12:26. Close enough to 12:30. Later than I was planning on going, but it's cool. You guys start talking, I'll keep talking. That's the best way to keep me going, is just ask questions. I will keep going. I love talking to you guys. It's the best part of Wednesday. Anyway, I think I'm going to get out of here. I think I said it when I first said I was going to get out of here a while ago. That I got two interesting movies coming this week. I haven't watched either of them yet. One being that new Mel Gibson movie, Fat Man, and the new Nicolas Cage movie that looks like it's going to be batshit insane. But it's either going to be the good batshit insane. Oh. Whoa. What just happened? That was weird. It's either going to be that good batshit insane or that bad batshit insane. We'll find out. But those are coming. What'd you say? Oliver Megaton's movies. I don't know. What are the names of the movies? The name does not ring a bell. Oliver Megaton? Is that his real name? His real last name is Megaton? That's a pretty cool fucking name if that's his real name. What's your name? Megaton. Oliver Megaton. I wish my last name was Megaton. Do you know how many, that would have been a great name to have, introducing yourself to women at a bar. Short and Sweet said, well, thank you for everything tonight, Jacob. We'll see you next week, Wednesday. Peace out. Everybody stay safe. You too, Short and Sweet. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming by again. Thanks for coming by every week. All right, guys. Yeah. I came to unbox an Xbox, and I did it. And then we played some Jackbox. So this was a podcast. I keep saying podcast. This was a live stream of boxes. We had Xboxes and Jackboxes and just all kinds of boxes. So, yeah, man, you guys all keep it real. I appreciate all of you coming out and hanging out and asking the questions and all that. I enjoyed doing that. And Hell Night #1. Yeah, see you next week. Hell yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next week. I don't know what we're playing next week yet, but I'll figure something out. We'll have something fun to play. But yeah, guys, everybody keep it real. Have a good Thursday, and I will see you all next week. Peace.